Givers and takers. So many times in life, you will come across people who are just out for themselves. It's what they can get, it's who they can use, it's who they can exploit. Plain and simple. Nothing more, nothing less. And it becomes your responsibility to fight against that, to put your foot down and say that you're not going to be used. You are not going to make these people do these things to you. Just give me a second here. I'm going to try to reach out to a number of different people and see where that goes. It's very, very strange that some of the links that I've sent out aren't working the way in which they should work. But I'm going to send them out to a number of different people. Let me see if I can get the real Aaron Collins. Send a link. I think that Silks is at work right now, so I don't want to disrupt the workflow for Silks. So I'll see who I can get on here and get this thing up and running. Just give me a moment here. You know, so many times in my life I've had to start from zero. I have to begin again. And a lot of times the things that you learn from the previous instances carry over into the new situations. Just give me a second here. Just a second here. So I'm going to put this out to another person here and get the conversation started. Hmm. Let's see who I can reach out to as well. I want to shout out Monica Mo Justice and Motown. We had a number of Motown people over here. We had Eval May. We had who else? Quite a number of people this morning. I can't remember all the names, but we had quite a number of people who stopped by and participated. So a big shout out to them. Let me see if I can also get Nikki C. These are people who come by from time to time And realistically, it's important to recognize people for their time and their contribution, not for when they have passed away. I see a lot of that going on these days where people are talking about people after they've left. Just give me a moment. So I've got the banner there as well. And I'm still reaching out to some more people to bring them on and get them to speak. Let me send something to Silks. I hope Silks is doing all right at work. Big shout out to Silks BB Scratching. Today I had some ideas to go to the gym and do chest training. Also, I wanted to go out and locate a dentist and do a number of other things to wash the vehicle. This time around, I'm not going to let my vehicle rust out. Excuse me. The way the other one rusted out. But today has just been a write off day. And that's okay. I'm learning more than ever. It's necessary to listen to your body, to listen to what's going on with your body. For me, I've found that number one, trying to use these different things to either go to sleep or stay awake don't work for me. Coffee. Coffee doesn't work for me. These energy drinks don't work for me. All of these different things that they have out there don't work for me. And the reality is that I have come to the conclusion that, and it's a very, very basic thing, that I need to listen to my body. And what does that mean? It means that I need to do what works for me. I know that when I am well rested, I'm able to get things done more efficiently. I know that when I'm not rested, I have a tendency to make all sorts of silly mistakes that I wouldn't normally make. I know that I do very well when I've taken the opportunity to prepare. That's why I put so much emphasis on preparation, getting as many details as possible and figuring out where the problems lie so that I can do something about that sort of situation. Those are things that I've come to recognize, that I need to make sure that I have certain things laid out. Over the last year, I've had the opportunity to look at a lot of different things that people have put out and to see those things work in my life. I have taken the opportunity to look at a lot of meal prepping, which is essential to me. the opportunity to shop for groceries that are healthy and will also preserve my pocket, the opportunity to get the necessary equipment for whatever I'm doing. Here are a couple of things that I've implemented. In just about every bag that I have or everywhere that I'm going to be frequently, I make sure that I keep a calculator. I have an agenda book that I write in absolutely. I would say I write in the agenda book about 99% of the time every day. And what's been great about that is that I've been able to see certain things all the way through, and I've been able to accomplish certain things. I've been able to get those things done, which is absolutely amazing. I'll give you an example. I had some money which was outstanding, and I was writing down that money on a regular basis. Day in, day out, I would write down that that money was outstanding. And an opportunity came up whereby I had all of that money available. I didn't even hesitate. I took that money and got rid of that outstanding debt, took that out right then and there. And that to me has been really crucial. Right now, as I look inside my notebook, I have just a moment here. As I look inside my notebook, I have 12 different things to address, 12 things out of 24. Initially, I had 24 things to address, but now I'm down to 12 things that need to be addressed. And I have some things coming up. And one of the things which are going to come up, I'm going to essentially use that to cover an issue that I've been dealing with for quite some time. So that coming up will allow me to essentially take out that issue that I have been dealing with for quite some time, which is absolutely amazing. So it's all about planning. It's all about putting things in the right perspective. Just give me a moment. That's just how things go. You have to have some kind of plan. Otherwise, you will just be going around and wasting valuable time. Plain and simple. You have to have some sort of plan that you want to achieve. Big shout out to Monica Mo Justice. Let me put a link in here and bring on Monica Mo Justice. I was just speaking about you previously, I had some people from Motown over here, Eval May, and a few other people. So big shout out to Monica Mo Justice and Motown. Okay, you're still at work. Okay, no problem. So perhaps when you finish, you can come on here and talk on the ride back. That would be appreciated. Yeah, today was a day that I thought that I would get certain things done, but my body said no. And I decided that I would back off of those things. You really have to listen to your body. You really do. Getting enough rest, the right nutrition, those things really do pay dividends. Those things really do make a massive difference. Getting certain things in order and to be able to stay on track. There are times in life where I've gotten off track, and then the struggle to get things back on track. But as time goes on, I am welcome to the show. Come on, Jack.
Hey, I only got a couple of seconds. I'm walking
Okay,
back
no.
from parking my car.
Oh, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I have to move it out the. I had to move it out the parking garage and put it on the street.
Oh, that is so, so
And
cumbersome.
this stream system is a hit or miss with the audio.
I hear you.
Either it connects or it doesn't connect to the Bluetooth.
Yeah, and some people they get dropped off and then they have to come back. So we've got Monica Mo Justice just moving the vehicle. The challenges of trying to survive. Welcome back.
Yeah. So what you been up to, LMP? What was your show that had everybody over there?
Oh, I had a show previously, and it was just an open conversation show
As
where,
usual.
yeah, and they came over. Sorry. They came over in the morning and they spoke. We just spoke about certain setups on the workplace and different little things, and that's about it.
Well, that sounds.
Yeah, something, today I had a whole bunch of things in mind, but my body just said no. So I just decided to just stay in.
Let me find out you getting old. Your body's saying no. Your mind is telling you yes, but your body, my body.
I know that song. I know that song.
Yeah, it's
Well, you know what?
crazy.
All of us are aging. However, it's the lifestyle that has a big role in it. Like if we have money in our pocket and very little stress, you find your body responds differently. Like right now, as I speak to you, I've got 12 things on my agenda, and I would love to eliminate those 12 things before the new year or in the new year. I would love to. Those 12 things, to eliminate those would really, remove a lot of concerns in my life.
Wait a second. I'm going to try to back out of this because I'm packing my pocketbook so I could sneak
Okay,
out the back door. So I'll be right back with you.
no problem. No problem. So we do have Monica Mo Justice. Just give me a second here. Just looking at something right here. Just trying to get this thing ready. But what can a person do? You just do the things that you can manage and the things that you're unable to. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much, Poetic Kels. And the link is right there. So it's there for your convenience to come on and speak. You know, I've come to learn that you have some people in this society and they just enjoy hearing the sound of their own voice. They don't want to let anybody else speak. They just want to hog the whole thing for themselves. That's how some people are. They don't want to share. They don't want to do anything. Everything is about them. And the truth is, not everything is about you. Other people have. Big shout out to Captain PY2. I see you. Captain PY2 says, I'm listening while prepping. And we have Monica Mo Justice back once again.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. What's for dinner?
For dinner, what I did was, and you
Do not
laugh.
tell me you have wrong. You do have wrong.
Well, I did vegetables from Great Value, and I had 2 pieces of potatoes.
AKA Walmart.
Yes, yes. Truth be told, 2 pieces of potatoes and some cheese, just white
I want
type
to
of cheese.
scream right now. Hey, Poetic Cow.
Hi, Monica. How you doing?
Fine. It's been like forever.
It has been forever, you know, LP had a panel earlier today, and it was something that was told to me that kind of like stuck into my brain, like, and I kind of wanted to ask LP, you know what I'm saying? How long ago was you reached out to?
In terms of what? What do you mean? I don't
Remember
understand.
that time when I had a situation with some incel on here who
Right,
was like
right.
harassing me in the back, in the back, but like perpetrating to be a humble, sweet guy on YouTube, but harassing the hell out of me, just sending me disrespectful emails and messages and calling up my people and bad mouthing me all behind the scenes.
Okay, yes, I know what you're talking about.
I wanted to know, I don't mean to change the subject, but
No,
I wanted to
it's all
know how
good.
long ago was that?
This was probably, let me look for this. This was, just a second here.
2 weeks ago, a month ago?
Let me in on it.
Yeah, it was a It was a guy who I consider an incel. Um, in YouTube terms, I guess as involuntarily celibate. In other words, don't nobody want you, type of thing. We were
Me,
cool at first. Then we started talking a little bit. Some things went down. I felt like he wasn't man enough for me. So I told him, I said, listen, I'd rather be a friend than a lover. So, let's just keep it like YouTube wise and not take it no further than that. He didn't like that.
You said I'd rather be your friend, not your lover.
Yep. That's exactly what I said. I and I was very pleasant about it. I said I'll support you in your channel and whatnot, and everything will be all good.
You're a channel holder?
Yeah, he was. He done disappeared now.
Okay.
But apparently,
don't you know you can't have channel holder relationships on here?
Yeah, I understand that now. But the thing with him is like in the back chat, he's reaching out to everybody that I'm tight with, that I deal with off of YouTube. He reached out to my sisters, my brothers, real close ones, trying to turn them against me just because I don't want to be his lover.
I understand. So you're looking at a period of just over 2 weeks, because
2 weeks.
where you come into the picture is that I remember having you.
Monica's been going on for like 4 months,
and then sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was sneaking that in there.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm done.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
No problem. So when I came, no problem. So when I came to hear of this was a bit over 2 weeks ago, because I had you on, and then this character shows up. I had seen the character before, but then this character showed up kind of like trailing behind you, and then you filled me in on your part of it so that I could see what was going on. Because at that point, I didn't understand what was the deal. You see what I mean?
Right.
And one of the things with the other channel was this. People, just like Kat would say, people would come there to listen, to see what they could find or what they could run with. So they follow people. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because you had Ruby, Classic Ruby on the panel. And then remember me and her, we kind of, and you actually took the live down, LMP. But me and her went in on this particular person.
Okay.
Well, he definitely took that live down. Right along with all the rest of them, when he got rid of the whole damn channel. He threw it out with the bathwater.
Yeah, I just couldn't bother.
Somebody wanted to go back and look at that shit. He done took the allegedly.
No, that's facts. It's been thrown out.
You heard me? Allegedly, because somebody sent me something and said, nah, his channel was shut down. I said, oh, please. Then I got somebody else who wrote me and was like, can you direct me to his channel, his new channel? I was like, oh, I don't even know you, but I directed you.
I know, weirdos.
Well, I don't know who the person was, but I directed them. I should have said, are you sub to me?
I know.
Remember that? Are you sub to me?
Straight weirdos. But I'm sorry about that, LMP. Like, I've been trying to tell people, and then a couple of people, preferably females, you know how some women are. They like to. They also like to chase after men that don't want their ass either. But yeah, I had a couple of about 2 or 3 females come at me sideways over the situation. Oh, he's such a nice guy, and it's like, okay, cool. But I got
that nice guy.
Right. I have receipts and actual witnesses that'll tell you otherwise.
But you do know that one person, just because somebody is not right for you, doesn't mean he's not right for somebody.
That's what I told him. I said, you're a good guy. You're just not for me.
Right. It's not. No, but that's the honest answer. Because honestly, most of the time people don't want to hear the truth, right? We're not compatible. Doesn't mean that you're horrible.
Thank you. Right.
Just not and that would make for a bad relationship.
Right. I didn't feel like, I don't mean no harm. I ain't trying to be funny. He wasn't like masculine enough for me.
Oh, you got issues. I mean, like you got not issues, but like you got reason.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, am I supposed to just say, just because somebody liked me, I'm supposed to like them back? Like, I don't.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not even implying that.
But the problem is, this person, we've had numerous of conversations before. And you know what I'm saying? And I thought it was understood, but this person is still reaching out to my people that I'm close to. What makes you think they care about you feeling like you were manipulated? You weren't manipulated into doing nothing. You didn't do nothing. I'm sorry, my earpiece has slid out of my ear. My bad. Are y'all still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. If you can
Y'all
hear
still
me.
there? Oh.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
I got in the car and the sound went. Let me go in and.
Okay, yeah, you went out. Yeah, your volume went out. Okay, she dropped off. Ella P? Are you there? Get yourself off of mute, Ella P. Okay. This is awkward. Sunny, hi, babes. Yeah, he said a little over 2 weeks ago.
Sorry, I just stepped away for a minute, but I'm back.
Okay, yeah. No, Monica dropped off and she's coming back. Oh, she's back on. Her sound went
It's-
out.
Okay. Monica, are you back? Okay, no problem. Maybe she just needs to refresh and come back. I was just in the background putting things together. Let me type a message. Please.
Yeah, but this is somebody that'll go out of their way to yeah, Monica, refresh because like your audio is still out. But this is somebody who's like going out of their way to, I don't know, just
Well,
going out of his way to have me sit alone. It just seemed like this is the person who just want to snatch up all my happiness and leave me sitting in the alley in the dark by
That's not
myself or
right.
something. Just
That's
because
not
things
right,
didn't work out
because
between us. This is some normal shit. Every day something don't work out between somebody. I mean, you would have thought that I robbed him or stole his savings account or something.
maybe if you did that, it wouldn't be as serious.
I know, right? I mean, you would have thought I like threatened his life or something. All I did was stop talking.
You know, you've got a lot of characters out here who are really, really insecure. I'll give you an example. A guy walks into a room. He doesn't know anybody. He's well dressed and he's got some swag. Here, guys immediately start to gossip against him.
Mm-hmm.
So the insecurities on the male side are at an all-time high. Really serious insecurities.
Okay, yeah. Well, people can't help you with your insecurities. That's something that you got to work on yourself.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, we could push back. Yeah, we could We could push past this conversation, though. I just kind of wanted to put it out there and tell you, LMP, I appreciate you. You know, me and you have good interactions. You don't have no problems with me. You know what I'm saying?
No, none of that.
And I'm glad you didn't allow somebody who only knew me for like a good 3 months. I'm glad you didn't allow somebody like that to come and fill your ears up with nonsense and have you turn against me like these two flimsy chicks that I really didn't care too much about.
Well, you see, one of the reasons for that is that all throughout my life, I've been slandered. And all throughout my life, I've been through those sorts of things. So when I hear particular information, I need to get the facts. You see what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You can't just come to me and this, that. Show me what you're talking about. And if you can't show me, then guess what? You've got to go. That's it.
Yep. And I want to say shout out to Ruby, because when he went to Ruby with that crap, she said, give me an example of how she manipulated you. And he couldn't.
Manipulated.
I guess he felt manipulated. I said, who in the heck manipulated him?
You know, I don't know who him is, so I'm just going on regular shit. Manipulated?
He feels manipulated. I don't know why I didn't manipulate him out of anything. That's why I told LP, if manipulating is encouraging somebody to start a channel and speaking life into their boring, dry ass life, then I don't know what to say.
Oh, girl, don't talk about boring and dried up in the same sentence. But do you find no, really, you can't, man. When people's channels are boring and have no personality, right? Everyone doesn't have personality, so you know, it's hard. There's a learning curve to this. You understand? But some people just have no personality for it. And they don't like to know that they just don't have it. But manipulate, I'm curious when a man, but we don't got any up here besides LMP to elaborate further. And I don't want LMP to be the voice of man. But I am so tired of talking about the toxic black man that when 2020 comes in, I'm gonna do a whole series on the healthy black man. Because I done heard about toxic masculinity, so I think I'm gonna just like focus on healthy masculinity. And can we have a discussion about that? Because I'm so tired of hearing about the men we don't want or the men we don't need around us. I want to start talking about the type we want and need and desire.
That's a good change in topic, definitely. And there's too much of a power struggle. A lot of these dudes are struggling to project on people. You know, I've seen.
Will they know healthiness when they see it?
Oftentimes they don't.
Will they be able to identify it? Because sometimes, like, I could be on a platform with Aaron, right? And Aaron will say, shout out to Aaron, the real Aaron Collins. He'll say, you know, I am not a simp. Like, you know, he's contradicting all the negative connotations that are out there, right? So he's accepted that they've identified him as a simp, right, as a label, and then he contras it. Now I'm going to come out with some healthy terminology in the new year, or, you know, as soon as possible, actually, that combats these negative terms and let them go viral. Like, we've identified, consumed, and accepted simp, or all of the toxic stuff associated with masculinity. I just want to start focusing on the good stuff.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really very good. The term that they're throwing out, the term simp that they throw out, essentially is a term that they use to slander people and just throw out there if it's somebody doing something that they don't approve of, or if you are cool with certain people, you're this.
Well, remember when they called people bitches, right? And then they came out and said, I'm not a bitch, I'm a diva. You understand? Like, you need to own it, but not accept other people's, you know. I'm tired of it. I'm
I
tired of the
understand.
conversations. And I can't even relate to most of the stuff that's being said because I don't know people like that. So I don't know men. I don't know a man that's gonna tell other people so openly another woman allow the woman to manipulate me. I don't know a man that even begins a conversation and says she manipulates me. Like get some fucking balls. Go keep standing up.
Well, the thing has become, at least where I'm at, so common that when a real dude comes into the room, the other ones have to stand at attention. It's like they've been served notice because there are a lot of guys here who are just corny dudes. They're just jokers. They're losers. They have no original ideas. They don't have any backbone. And they're looking for somebody to run behind, use, and at the same time criticize. And it's a whole bunch of things in one. Guys who gossip, like I said, I've come to see now in my life that guys have taken over in the gossip department, leading the league in gossip. Guys sitting down discussing other dudes. Hey, did you see what that guy did? Well, I don't really like the shoes he's wearing. Where's he getting money to do that? Hold on a second. That's not a male argument. That's not a decent conversation. I heard two guys talking. One guy says to the other one, this guy bought a house. The other one says, well, it's going to cost him a lot of money. Dude, who the hell is, whose concern is that? That needs to be the concern of the guy who's making the purchase, not you. A lot of sideline dudes.
Yeah, you're right about that. You said a lot of sideline dudes. Yeah. You know, you're not a simp if you like women. You know, you're not a simp if you take up for your woman. You know, you're not a simp
if you respect women.
Right. See, what they want you to do is they want you to hate black women so bad because I really think that they want us to be stranded in a dark alley with no help.
But it's such a stupid way to think because they themselves are black and the two parties need each other. It's just so stupid.
But that's not, see, that they don't want you to think that. They want you to think that
the sexes have eliminated each other.
Right.
It's not just the men have turned against the women. There is a subset of women who have turned against the men. But it's all based on experience.
But see, the thing about it is they complain about black women, but where you think they're getting it from?
That's a good point.
They're getting it from black men. I mean, y'all the leaders. I mean, black men is the leaders, right? And black women are following exactly what black men do.
That's a good point.
Black men bash black women, so black women bash black men. Now you got
it's only fair.
Right. That where you think black
if you're
gonna
diss me, I'm gonna diss you. You know what I mean?
Right. That's where they're getting it from. So they talk about black women are ratchet. Well, they learn from the best.
Right. It goes both ways. Oh my.
And once they learn that, then maybe they'll tone it down about 20 notches. You know, they say, you know, they say they can't stand black women. They want to go travel and meet foreign women. They don't want to date no black women. You know, they want to go swirl. And it's like, okay, well, black women are saying, well, shoot, what y'all trying to do? Leave us here with nobody? Okay, well, shoot, if y'all don't like us, we're going to go swirl too. Oh, you just a bad witch mammy. Hold on. Now, you're going to knock this sister down because she want to go swirl after you done said that you didn't even like black women anyway, that you about to go swirl?
And I can tell you, I've seen many of the challenges that these people have had when they go and deal with other people. I'm not saying people can't go elsewhere, but I've seen things that have occurred and they're not nice. They go to these different countries and the people only entertain them because they have money. That's it.
I
You
mean,
see
they
what I mean?
obviously haven't seen that movie Hostel.
No, I didn't see that. I gotta check that out then.
That's oh boy. Yeah, you got to be careful when you go to some of these foreign countries.
And I've been hearing that
You'll wake up
when,
strapped to a
right.
chair with your lungs sitting right next to you.
Yes, and these black guys are very careless. That can happen.
Well, suit yourself.
That can definitely happen. Because when they go to these countries, it's like they don't have their eyes open.
No, they see all these beautiful foreign women. They getting all the in the world. They like, oh yeah, we partying and we getting head and we getting all this beautiful vagina and stuff like that, and we getting drunk and I feel so good. This is the best place I've ever been at. Next thing you know, they wake up naked, chained to a toilet
Yeah, or
with
killed,
a
or
chainsaw
robbed.
right in front of them.
Right. Killed, robbed, all sorts of unusual things go on.
Right.
Or if
Friends
that
is
doesn't
missing.
right.
Friends is
Yes.
missing. Now you stranded.
Yes. Or if that isn't the case, because those are worst case scenarios, but if that isn't the case, they bring them back to wherever they came from and the people stay there a little while, get their papers, and then send for whoever back home.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Right.
So now the person has got their papers, and all right, so now they reach out to whoever and say, all right, everything is set up. Kick this guy out, fight, carry on. He loses the house or whatever little he has,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the end of the story for him. Nothing more, nothing less.
I mean, they just bring it to our attention because I think they want, somebody to beg them to stay. But all I say is life is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to always, doesn't always have to be a power struggle. You could choose
Right.
your own destiny. If you feel like you're designed to be somewhere else, don't talk about it. Go be about it.
What I like is the argument about if they cut the social assistance programs, people will be humbled and have to return to them. That's what kind of foolishness is this? If they cut that, now they're going to have to come back to where they need to. Nobody's coming back. From the time people can earn their own income and do their own thing, nobody's coming back. And nobody ought to be living like slaves. You need to, I'll tell you a strategy that I've seen some African dudes do. I'm not saying all, but quite a number of them I've seen do this. So they'll start to talk to somebody and they'll pay all the bills, the house, the car, everything. They pay all of that. But let me tell you something. When they pay everything, they figure they own people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they talk. You see the food you put in your mouth is because of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they talk. If you don't want to do this, you go on the street.
Oh yeah.
So,
They'll say that if you don't follow my rules or do what I say, there's the door.
and the thing is that that's not a respectful way to speak to people. And when you figure you need to speak to people along those lines, you don't have any relationship. That's foolishness. That I have to use the couple coins in my pocket to hold people? No. Let me shout out Afrocentric. Great to see you, Afrocentric. Let me put a link.
Hi,
So you can join
Afrocentric.
us.
It's been a while. Been a
Yeah,
minute. It's been a minute. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?
yeah, it's all of these different things that people have to be aware of. He covers all the bills. He does everything. Yeah. So in exchange, you're a slave. No, no,
Yeah,
I
with the
don't like
way of
that.
the world, of the way things are these days, I be encouraging women, be self-sufficient. Make
And
sure that you could, if it ever comes down to it, make sure that you can take care of yourself.
and also to start to tuck away some money.
Yes.
And a lot of guys will not like when I say this, but also to tuck away some money separate from that relationship.
Yeah, so just in case he want to play that card, if you don't
Right.
like what I say or do, there's the door. You can take the door.
Right. Instead of having to suffer under this type of dictatorship. So you're there, you're doing your thing, and you're working for the best, but you have some extra money set aside that if the fool acts up, and it goes both ways for guys too. And if something goes on, you can at least have enough money to get another spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta have enough money to where if that door becomes an option, you could run out of it. I'll
Right.
take the door.
Right.
You know.
I'll never forget this stinking man in a workplace said to me, so there are these forms we would fill out. All the information is on the forms. And he's acting up about this additional form. And for like 3 months, I wasn't even touching those forms. And he's bringing these forms to me. And I said, for what? All the information is here. And he's acting up this, that. Then he says to me, either this or the door.
Oh
I
wow.
said, I said, who the hell do you think you're talking to? Either this or the door. Some of these characters just get out of line. Sometimes you just want to take something and just throw them in a garbage bin. You ever see the big garbage bins when they're cleaning out like a massive house or something?
Yep.
The big, high steel ones. Sometimes you feel like you just want to throw these people in there. The rest of the trash, you know. But that's the
Right.
thing. Yeah, that thing to me is so offensive. Either this or the door. I'm the
That
type of
is
person.
offensive.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that you talked to like that to me one time. I'd rather go into the wilderness with an axe and chop trees than take your disrespect. I'd rather go clean a dirty toilet than listen to that. Different strokes for different folks, but certain arguments really get me angry.
Well, yeah, a lot of times because maybe she don't have nowhere else to go, they got the upper hand with saying that
Man,
because they know she ain't got nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's a threat.
man, oh, those things get me really, really heated up. Each day I work to not be in those sort of situations. Work to be not in those situations. One of the reasons why I drive these vans, I get vans because worst comes to worst. At least I could just sleep in my own van. You know what I mean? If,
Right.
if everything went down the drain, at least I could sleep in my van and build something up from there. Afro says never fully depend on anyone, and she's so right.
I mean, it's always good to
It's
be
just
able to
it's
do
just
some
my
things for yourself. I mean, that's just that should be a natural reaction
right.
to be able to do for yourself. You don't want to
I saw this guy. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you could go ahead, LMP. I'm a eat this celery. So I'm you go
All right,
ahead.
okay. I'll say this quick. I saw this guy. He was with this female, and everything in the relationship was under her name. The guy was like a little piece of trash. He had nothing. And the woman would just throw him out like a yo-yo and reel him back in, and throw him out and reel him back in. I was like, whoa, I couldn't live like that. I couldn't live like that. The lease was under her name. The cars were under her name. This guy was just like a little. He was like a tool,
Hmm. Well, that's what she wanted for a tool
man. I couldn't live like
because
that.
she would encourage him to be a better man. You know what I'm saying? If you dealing with a guy who you consider a bum, you know what I'm saying, encourage him to be a better man.
That's a good point.
Encourage
Afro,
him to get out of that bum status.
a
Look,
lot of
babe.
these guys aren't leaving that status.
Well, I mean, if it's easy, if they could get somebody to take care of them and they don't have to lift a finger, why not?
Yeah, but the disrespect I see these guys taking, nah, nah, I couldn't fathom that. I couldn't. Before I take that disrespect, I go sleep in a hole in the ground. I
Real
just
talk.
couldn't.
But see, these are
My
people that's codependent and they're willing to take that kind of abuse just to
right,
have,
right.
just to be somewhere. And it's like
Wow.
you can do this yourself, you know? You don't have to depend on her or him for this. You can do it yourself. Afrocentric. Let me tell you, girl, it's definitely a lot of bombs on here. Um, I don't mean it like that, but
I understand.
I know one thing. I know if I don't get out there and go be about something, I'm fucked.
You're
So
right. Same here.
I ain't sitting around. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm definitely not just sitting around because I know if I just sit around and do absolutely nothing, I'll be fucked. So I don't know how people
Same
who could
here.
sit around on YouTube all day and not do nothing. How do they get away with that? How I need to know their strategy. How you do it?
Well, there's this one character who's got a channel, but I won't lie. I've watched the channel for a number of years now. And this character lives underneath this woman. Everything is under her name. And he has to bow to certain rules and regulations.
Dang. So he was pretty much her son.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Because what I see, like for me, I'm going to be very straight up. For me, certain environments, I could never succeed on those environments because I'm not going to take the disrespect.
I don't know why
I'm not
people
doing
think
it.
that you would sell your soul for trinkets. Because I know one
Right.
thing. I'm not selling my soul for no trinkets.
Yeah,
So
a
if I
couple
have to
coins.
struggle through life to get to where I need to finally, then I will do that. But I'm definitely not gonna sell myself for trinkets because at the end of the day, all the respect that I think that I was getting, I won't be receiving anymore.
Right. People figure they can talk to you any old way.
You know, treat you
Excuse
like
me?
gum on a shoe.
Right.
Talk to you like you ain't got no brain cells and that you ain't never went to school or something. It's like they want to spell words for you. Do you hear me? HEAR here. It's like ooh. I never had nobody talk to me like that, but I've seen somebody be talked like that. Like, let me spell it for you.
Man, oh man, these
And
people.
it's like, wow, like some people just have that. I don't know. They be feeling a real power struck.
Yeah, but I find for me, when the people get out of line and I attack them, it's like now they are victims. I'm this evil, oppressive force. When I stand up and say none of that, I remember this one character in a workplace was trying to order me around. I said, let me tell you something. You need to go and learn some common decency and self respect. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? And of course, they go run, kind of like that character, to find a bandwagon. They can't fight you one on one. So they need a group. This person said this, and this to me. And
Mm-hmm.
what I hate most is this. There's nobody in the group able to say, what are you talking about? Why would they say that? What did you do? What's the issue? There's nobody in the group to do that. Oh yeah, it's true. He is like that. Oh yeah, he's this, that, and the other. And now you come up across these people all wanting to attack you. And then when you lay out the ringleader, all of them scatter. I tell you.
Just wasting time, just
That's right.
valuable time.
That's right.
And it's like tricks are for kids.
But it's mainly the adults doing this nonsense.
And isn't it crazy because I don't see 20-year-olds acting stupid. I mean, they have their own little way, but you don't see them acting a daggone fool.
What concerns me is when I see people 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Seem like they get worse when they hit 50s and 60s.
There's some really cool people in their 50s and 60s. But then you have other ones who are even above that, and they're whack. Everything is an issue. You could have a simpler conversation. What would be an example? You could say you really like Georgia, and I say I prefer LA. No problem. I'm going to stay where I'm at. You're going to stay where you're at.
Right.
These fools will have you up in their heart. Oh, Poetic Kel said she didn't like LA. Stop.
And it's like, woo, I did. So what if I did? And?
Exactly.
I mean, people will always try to find a way to, attack you.
And like you said, valuable time wasted.
Yeah, valuable time completely wasted because people are always trying to find a way to attack you. And it's like, then when you get in the attack mode and you ready to, take what they dish out and throw it back. Oh, they crying. They want to wave the white flag and cry victim. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she said or did this to me. Apparently, like I said, people get offended when you treat them the way they treat you.
All I know is that when I go into the attack mode, I'm attacking with 100%. There's no 10% or 20% attack. You're getting it. That's how I see it.
You're getting it because once I attack you, I mean what I said. I said what I mean in the end of story.
Right. And I don't have any reservation. Yeah, I called him a piece of garbage because of A, B, C, and D. No, I'm not going to back up. Keep him away from me because this is what I'm going to do anytime I come into contact with this fool. Straight up. Like I said, a guy did a thing one time with me over an oil filter. And
oil filter?
Yeah. I said, there's no way that this fool would survive. I'm working on a vehicle, and him being the busybody comes up to me. Oh, you're working so slowly. I said, who the hell are you talking to? Show me how you would do it. He can't do it. Then I said, you know what? Just do me a favor. Please bring over the oil filter. I don't like the way you're talking to me. I said, please bring over the oil filter. I'm not going to do it. You're going to go and get it. Sorry, go ahead.
How was your facial expression?
Mad. At that stage, I'm mad. Now I'm on the brink. The only thing that could save him is for him to run and get it. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Poetic Kels, I called him some names. I call him a sissy. I call him a punk. I call him a loser with a comb over. You know, you're bald and you got it combed over. I laid him out. I laid him out. You're a coward. You're a liar. I laid him out. When I say I laid him out to the point that he runs away and goes to the manager. Manager looks like a hog. The woman's like a hoggish Greasely from that cartoon. She comes out there. She wants to talk to me. I could hear you telling the guy off from where she was. I said, stop it. He went and told you that. So stop. He went and told you that. Oh, oh, I don't want you to talk to this guy like this in my shop. I said, let me tell you something. You're an employee. You don't own anything. Which shop? I said, you can sell the place. You can rent it out. I said, let me tell you something. You need to check the entire situation before you start opening up your mouth. And her husband is there. Her husband was the shop manager. Check out the food. Why didn't you report it? I said, everybody knows that this guy is a problem. All of you know it. So stop it. So she started talking her garbage. I just said to the woman, you know what? You can stay here in this garbage bin with these losers.
Garbage
Pull up my
bin.
van. Yep. Pull up my van, throw my stuff in, and walk right out.
They
They're
don't
not
like
used to
that.
seeing those things.
No, they don't. They're not used to that.
Walk right off. Huh? I saw her do this guy dirty one time. Shout out to the American blacks. I learned that expression from you guys. They did it dirty. So there was a guy and he was a drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So he would work and then he would take, let's say, an hour or two longer and go and drink and come back. So that guy was a guy who had at that time, he had the permit. At that time, I was like a beginner. But I'm a beginner. I'm not letting anybody talk to me any old way. But he had been in it 17 years. And she came out on the floor. This hedgehog of a woman came out on the floor and said, I know you've been drinking this, that, and the other. And the guy says to her, what are you talking about? Check out the hedgehog, the hoggish Greasley. Don't you dare raise your voice. Don't you dare raise your voice with me. And the guy's kind of, like he's kind of hiding out, like he doesn't want a situation. If said to me when I had the conflict, don't you dare raise your voice at me, I would have had a whole bunch of words for her. I think she kind of gauged that differently with me. I said, you need to back down now because I'm not playing with you. Yo, 17 years he's in that business. Sorry,
They need to leave you alone, LMP.
Yeah, that's why I had to leave these fools. Yo, 17 years he's in that business. I make that woman diss him like that. Let me tell you something. I'm ready to, before that happens, I'm ready to jump in my own grave, close a casket and everything. I don't need to live anymore. Before that, I'm done. That's it. I don't need to live one more day on earth if that's the way it is. Yo, the woman dissed him. Dissed the dude. As long as I live, I will never forget that. Yeah, it's life. And look at it. The people who are behaving like this, they don't own anything. You notice that, Kels?
Oh, yeah. It's always the ones that's at the bottom of the total pole.
Talking this garbage. This is my... could you imagine if I walk into the hotel that you used to work in? This is my hotel. Huh? I don't own anything. People would probably laugh me out of there. And that's what these managers are.
Yeah, they will laugh you up out of there.
Yeah. I remember
I just want to say this. Yeah, I learned that it's always the ones that's like way at the bottom of the total pole, ground zero, underneath, you know what I'm saying, a ditch. Yeah. Those be the main ones talking. Because they got a lot of time on their hands because they ain't about anything.
True. There's a Walmart that I go to quite frequently. And there is a Chinese girl there. Because I've been going there for years. So I've got a good idea of who works there. You see the faces over and over. Chinese girl. She was there as a cashier. And recently, she's been promoted to some kind of supervisor. You should
Right.
see the behavior. Now she's a supervisor. Her face is like stuck on, like she's some kind of like nobody can talk to her.
Hmm.
And she doesn't talk to the
Wait, you said her
cashiers
face was
anymore.
stuck on?
They're
That's
like
too
stuck
funny.
on, like you ever it's like just stuck on in a particular she's just looking straight. I was thinking this is the army or something, Before the behavior was different as a cashier, and now she's a supervisor. She's just standing there looking straight like a complete loser. The stuff these fools do and the things they will say to get promotion. Oh my. The things that they will say and do in order to get a promotion makes you think. Because I look at these people and I think, but like I said, that woman who was acting up, she, her husband, and the rest of the family members, they got a rude awakening. They transferred them from that location to a place called Winnipeg, Manitoba. I think over 2,000 miles away, the middle of nowhere. And that's where they're at now.
Mm.
Big fools. Yep. They sold their house and everything to move out there. They're dumb, These are people over 50. They don't have any money on them. That's right. Afrocentric says those ones in the Roach Motel. My boss is a psychopath. I understand. But you
Oh, I
know
know
this.
how
You know
it
this
may
one.
be difficult working for a psychopathic boss. I mean, I remember my boss. She was like she was a weenie. It just seemed like she was just scared to speak up.
Yeah, you have them like that, but they're not scared to stab you in your back.
Oh no, they're not scared to stab you in your back, but they're scared to speak up to their boss.
I said I said something in front of this fool in a gym one time. You should have seen the expression on their face. So usually when I walk up there and I scan the card, they don't say anything. I don't say anything to them. So one day I scanned the card. Hey, how are you? I said, you don't behave this way when your boss isn't around. What's going on? The boss was right there.
And then you put her on the spot, LMP. Oh well.
So you're not friendly like this. Why are you so friendly? Is it because your boss is right here? I said, have a nice day. We'll talk another time.
You probably had a smirk on your face when you said it.
Yeah. I said, have a nice day. We'll talk another time. It's all a bunch of levels of fear.
I mean,
They're afraid of go ahead, sorry.
I mean, they need to be called out on their BS. I mean,
it's
the
like,
supervisor at my last job, I should have spoke up on how I thought of how I felt about her. I should have spoke up and told her that I thought that she was a low common denominator for a supervisor.
What I find about speaking up in my experience is that you are definitely in your rights to speak up. But for me, when I speak up, I know that it's time for exit. Because when I speak up, there's no way I can stay.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I didn't speak up, because it would have been a harsh reality.
That's the thing for me. When I speak up, that's the end of it. Them and I can't get on. One of us have to go. And it's usually me. Because when I speak up, I'm cutting them directly through the bone into the marrow.
Right. Wow.
No, I'm cutting directly to the core. I remember one time I was at this place and this guy was doing everything to get on my nerves, and I tried to be polite. I tried to be respectful. I tried to do everything, lend him stuff, and he wouldn't stop. One day I was away. Next day I'm there. He's asking, why were you away? I ignored him. Why were you? I said, listen, don't waste my time with foolishness. Don't ask me about my business. Let me tell you, from that point on, the idiot was now set to harass me and this and that. And I remember when I was packing up to leave. I said, it's amazing how companies are so stupid to pay people like you who do nothing,
Right.
lazy piece of garbage. Check what he says to me. Oh, if you don't watch what you're saying before I come over there. I said, so come over here. Come over here. Believe me, come over here. Huh? Take 2 steps towards me and the floor is where he's going. Directly into it. That's one of the things with a lot of dudes here. They can't fight, but they want to provoke a fight. You see what I mean?
Yeah, they do want to provoke a fight. Yeah, they do want to provoke a fight. I don't know. A lot of times they be thinking that you can't fight until you stand up to them. It's like, oh snaps, because a lot of times they mistaking your quietness and your politeness for weakness.
Right. Right.
They think, oh, you're quiet, you don't like confrontation, you're not combative, so they think that you can't fight and you're not weak, not understanding that the reason why you don't like confrontation and you're not combative because you would dislocate a body part.
Exactly.
It's like, no, when I if I have to put hands on you, I'm going for blood.
That's right.
So I'm just gonna stay to myself and not be confrontational and combative. But people don't understand that. They take that for weakness.
One of the things that I've experienced is this. In the trade, I used to think, oh, these trade guys here are tough guys. They're macho guys, but really they're nothing but sissies. And I would see those guys flip out and it would be whatever. But when I flip out, it's like fright, total fright. I flipped out on a guy one time and I had a pipe in my hand. This was after I'd flipped out on him, maybe a week or two after. And all he's looking at is the pipe because he thinks I'm going to smash him with the pipe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But when the other guys would flip out, it's like whatever. But if I flip out, oh my. They're completely. I'll tell you this thing a guy did one time. I remember I'd finished work and I was on the road driving up north. And there's a guy from work completely petrified of me, got behind me, and he was, following too closely.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's trying to hit me from behind. And I'm driving, like he's trying to act up. The next day, I get to work and I see him. And I said to him, look, the other day you're behind me like you're trying to hit the vehicle. I said, you do that again, and I personally will address this situation. You know what I mean? Like you're behind a vehicle, so you're acting up. And you see me face to face. He had nothing to say. That's why I say a lot of these guys aren't worth the time. 2 guys have a problem. It's like a guy I had a problem with. He's acting like he wants to fight. I said, okay, fine. I'll rent the ring. I'll get a referee and we can sort it out. You think the guy ever even wanted to take me up on that challenge? Running around telling people, oh, that guy's a nut. That guy's a lunatic. Stay away from him. But you want to fight. So why wouldn't you come into a ring? That's how I see it these days with these dudes. 2 dudes have a problem. Okay, let's go to a ring and let's sort it out there. Not none of this back and forth, this, that, and the other. Let's sort it out there. Take your 90 days or 60 days to train.
No, they want to take the easy way out and pick up a gun.
That
They don't box like they used to. Because you box, you gotta have a fist fight, you lose, you say to yourself, you know what? I gotta lift some weights or go to the gym or something, take some classes, but I'm not going let him get away with winning this fight. So
Or
I'm gonna toughen up. I'm gonna get strong, and I'm going back for round 2. You don't do that no more.
no, or the other thing they want to do is run up on you with 10 to 1. That is a coward act. You know, they're bringing their boys. 5 people against 1 people. And sometimes they bring 5 and all 5 get beaten. They bring the
Right.
5 other guys. One of the other guys gets really ruined, and the other 4 say, "Man, I'm not gonna stay here. I gotta go." And I don't know why they have to come to those things. I don't understand what the need is for that. You know, it's all of the different things that they are trying to project. You know, people don't like them, people don't want them, and that's where a lot of it stems from. They don't like themselves, people don't like them, and they continue to tell they continue to tell lies to themselves. You're not a great guy. Look at your behavior. You're not a considerate person. You're not a fair person.
Right.
But they continue to run with those narratives. And those narratives are very, very harmful. Who wants you? Who's interested in your foolishness? Nobody. Nobody trusts you. You're a thief. I know of some guys, they've robbed so many different people that there's nowhere they can go in the city without looking behind their back. And
Right.
they're and what makes it very, very convenient for them is that the people aren't as violent as in the States or other places. So they're able to escape. Here, for the most part, if you rip off somebody, most people won't fight you. You see what I mean?
Right.
So they
Right.
are able to get away with that. Steal people's stuff, nobody says anything. But when they try and take that behavior elsewhere, then they get checked. You know, so it's a lot of things that I see these days with people. You know, the whole trying to get with other people undercover.
Right.
Look how much they talk in school, and they never tell you about what real life is like. That's why so many people are set up for failure. Had I known these things earlier in life, I could be way, way ahead. You know what I mean?
Right.
Had I known that the quality of work doesn't matter in most of these places, I would have come there and done my own thing and stepped off earlier.
Right.
Who can suck up to who? You mean you're such a loser that all of your friends are at work? Come on.
Yep.
Come on. Everything is at work. So when you're fired, you're devastated. I've never been devastated being fired from a job. I'm trying to think how many times I've been fired. I was fired once at this thrift shop because I made this report to this black Nigerian man about this white woman, and he
Right.
tried to turn it around on me. Another time I was fired from a garage, the very first one that I worked at,
Right.
because I didn't have the feel for how to tighten the oil filter, and the thing spilled out. And these people are so bad. You see a guy trying and struggling, and you all stand by and don't step in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Say, hey, man, we see you're trying, but this is the correct way to do it. You know, I never
Right.
forget those things. Never ever forget those things. And when I said to the owner, I'd like to go to school, and the idiot says to me, he decides who goes to school. It's, I would have. So catch a joke. When I was fired, I went down the road and got hired in the same company at a different location, and I
Right.
had to go back there to pick up something. When I step in there and I look at the two clowns, they could probably sense the hatred that I had for them. The owner looking up like he's all frightened. I said, "You're a tough guy now? Show me how tough you are now. Pure losers. Yeah? You
Yeah.
decide. Who the hell are you? You know, these people have really caused me to show a level of disrespect. Like some of the people, I talk to them like any old way I feel like. When they cross that line, I talk to them any old way I feel like. You know, I'll give you a joke. One time I went to this place and this guy, this white dude, was trying to provoke me. So I get up to the counter and I said, "I'm here from such and such to pick up A, B, C, and D."
Uh-huh.
So check out the fool to me. "So what's the magic word?" I said, "Look, I'm here to pick up A, B, C, and D. Do you have them, yes or no?" "Well, I need to hear the magic word." I said, "Let me tell you something. If you don't have these things ready in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to walk out of here and go back and tell them that this idiot at the front is wasting my time." Well, look, I just turned around and walk out. Went back to where I came from. They said, where's the stuff?" I said, "Talk to the idiot over there. He's talking about magic word."
Right.
The hell do I look like? Do I have to play game with you? It's amazing how they figure they can play games and act up when you're not paying their paycheck. Anywhere you work, Kels, if you were the boss today, they wouldn't try to test you. You see what I mean?
Oh shoot. I mean, it kind of, yeah, I totally understand. But you know, a lot of times in the workplace, I can't say that I don't get too tested. You know what I'm saying? I don't get too tested. Like, at my current workplace, I think the boss tried to test me, but I looked at him like he was stupid. Like, I ain't that one. I ain't that black lovely one. So he don't even be bothered with me no more.
I'm glad.
He just, you know, he might make little smart little remarks, but I just look at him up and down like he's short and roll my eyes. You know, sometimes I get agitated and I talk my smack, but at the end of the day, he's easy to avoid.
You know, I understand avoiding people, but for me, a lot of times, let me tell you something. If I usually go down this particular road, why should I have to take this other road to go where I need to go?
I
understand.
agree.
Yeah, I understand avoiding certain situations, but I'm not
When I say
running from it.
avoid, I just don't look at him.
You step right past it.
I
That
don't look at
dog.
him or talk to him. I just show up.
That will upset them too, you know. Oh
Oh yeah,
my.
he do gets a little aggravated, but I still don't look at him. I'm like, anyway, you know, I don't laugh at his jokes because he's just corny as corn. Okay,
Clown, I know.
his sense of humor is so dry and creepy at the same time.
And he's laughing to his old joke. Ah.
He said, "I see we don't
Yeah.
have a sense of humor," and I don't even look at him.
Yeah, don't have a sense of humor. He's a damn fool.
I mean, your jokes is sandpaper dry.
I don't understand why they have to try to do those stuff. Like, why?
I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
You know, I guess he's trying to fake it till he make it.
It's like you'll see, and I'm just being straight. You'll see a person put on some clothing, and it doesn't suit them. I knew this little idiot. The dude was 5'2" or 5'3" at best, and looked like Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty sat on
And-
the wall.
Right? Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. How does that go? Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall.
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. I think it was an egg. Was Humpty Dumpty an egg?
I think so, with two little legs and an arm.
Oh, I
So,
can't.
so this dude was like Humpty Dumpty and about 5'2", 5'3", and he would insist on wearing these three-piece suits, look like Danny DeVito, the Penguin. And I said, "What is wrong with this dude? He doesn't see how ridiculous he looks."
Right.
Or he was stuck. He was stuck in a. Or the other thing that he would run heavily was you know, the golf shirts, like the polo golf shirts.
Yes.
He
Yes.
used to run those, but it just didn't suit him. And it's like, why are you doing this? You mean to tell me that Sonny says power trip? I hear you. Why are you doing this? Like, you gotta find things that suit you. It's like, okay, it's like you'll see another dude. He'll be 6'5", a tall
Right.
dude, big dude, and he's trying to wear skinny jeans. Like, yo, what are you doing?
You know, back in the days, it was a song by Genuine called, is there any more room for me in those jeans? You know what I'm saying? That, that was a song back then. But nowadays, they wearing our jeans.
Which is ridiculous. The thing about different people, things work for different people. Like the things that Genuine used to do, other guys can't do. You see what I mean?
They don't got that whip appeal.
Right. Something that DMX will do, another dude might not be able to do that. So it's different things for different people. DMX can't be Genuine and Genuine can't be DMX. So you just gotta find what works for you.
Right.
Like for me, I just have to go with the stuff that is comfortable and looks good for me. I can't be following these different things that people are on. Can't do that.
I
Like the
agree, LMP.
like the tight pants. Nah, nah.
I know. I be thinking like, how is your balls breathing? Because the tight
Yeah,
pants is made for, women. And even women, what I'm saying, they don't suggest for you to wear extra tight pants. But
right.
out here in Georgia, it's real famous. They real famous for that.
Tell me more. Like,
Yeah. I don't know about anywhere else, but in Georgia, they real famous with the tight ass pants and the hanging below your ass pants and smelly. Like, I don't think they bathe out here. Because I remember when I was going to work, and it just seemed like I could smell this dude's breath with his back turned.
oh no, oh no.
It's
There
like,
was a story. Go ahead.
I know, I just want to say ill.
There's a story about a guy breaking into a house. The people were sleeping when he broke in, and he stinks so much that he waked them up,
Oh my
and
God.
that's how they caught him. Stink.
Ew. But was it in Georgia?
It was somewhere in the south, but I don't know about it
I don't
being Georgia.
know. I mean, I don't got nothing against anybody from the South, but I don't think they brush their teeth and take a bath.
Oh, oh, this is crazy.
I mean, I ain't trying to be funny or anything. I'm just going by what I see and smell. Like his breath, it smelled like wild bat balls,
Oh man,
and he was turned the other way.
man.
And then they're real famous for the dreads out here, and it
Tell me
smells
more.
mildewy.
How did the dreads become a thing? I know Bob Marley and them started up the dread thing. How did that get out there?
I don't know how it got out here. I'm not from here.
Okay.
I've been out here for a couple of years, for almost 5 years. And I'm still trying to get the hang of things because I'm a Cali girl, and I love my showers. You know, I love brushing my teeth, and I love to wash my hair.
Well, the move you made to pick up yourself and go out there is a courageous move. I know a lot of people, they would have stayed where they are.
I mean, shoot, I still be having I ain't the one. I'm not the one that glamorizes the struggle, but I still be having my hard times.
I understand.
I still be having my hard times.
I
You know what I'm saying?
understand.
It just seems like I don't fit in out here, but I'm trying.
When you say you don't fit in, like what are the things that concern you? Like because I too feel in certain situations I don't fit in, but then again I reach a stage where I don't care either. But go ahead, tell me.
I don't know. Of course, since my hometown is Cali, Long Beach, California.
Okay.
And I had it going on out there. You know what I'm saying? It was, the kind of jobs that I had was like, I worked, like I said, I worked really, really good jobs. I worked for like major manufacturing companies. I worked for the water company. I worked for brokers and real estate companies. Like I've had some really good jobs, you know what I'm saying? All, drove cars, paid off cars, had a nice little place, and everything was so beautiful. But it just seemed like I can't live like that out here.
Interesting. Are the wages cheaper out there?
I mean, it's cheaper, but it's cheaper, and the houses are beautiful, and they're easy to get into. It's just that you really, really got to work your way up there to get it. And it's like, you look at some of these people that's in these high positions who don't even have an inch of experience like you have. Because I got it all. I
Yes,
got,
I understand.
right, I got from accounting experience to real estate experience. I got real experience.
I understand.
So when I see people who don't even have the education that I have, because I went to college, I was a year away from my bachelor's degree, but again, I stopped going to because I got into real estate.
Well, that's still a very, very big accomplishment. It's nothing to not note. That's a big deal.
Yeah, yep. I got into real estate, and wanted to be a real estate since. And I mean, I did well in school. I was on the dean's list. I participated in everything they ever had. You know what I'm saying? So then, when I come out here, I just can't get that kind of treatment for some reason. They
You know
make it
what?
seem like I'm looking at some of the people who are working at let's use Mitsubishi let's use the Mercedes Benz stadium that they have out here. Beautiful office. And you
Okay.
look at the people who work there, and it's like I could almost bet $100 that you don't have the education or the skills that I have. So how was you able to get that job? And I know if I apply, I probably wouldn't be able to get it.
Hookup. There's a guy that I'd worked with, and he was a pothead, a drug addict. Late every single morning he was late. And he tried to run a joke on me. I remember when he left to this other company. It's an electrical company.
Hmm.
It has some kind of contract with the government. It's those companies that are very stable.
Hmm. Yes.
And he got in there, and he had come by one night when I was on night shift to, I don't know, drop off something or something. And he says to me, "Oh, you're still here." And I said to him, "Imagine, the only time you're on time is when you don't work here." Anyways, but getting into that company, how he got in there, being a pothead and a piece of garbage and not having the qualification, makes you know that these things are rigged.
It is rigged. And as far as the people go, I would say that it's very, very difficult for me to find friends out here because it seemed like the mind is not on the same level.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like out here, I do want to make it very clear that whoever came up with Southern hospitality, that don't exist out here.
Oh, it's not like that. Okay.
That do
Please enlighten
not
me.
exist. There is no such thing as Southern hospitality out here.
It doesn't.
They are
Go ahead.
they are like very disrespectful out here. You really got to be humble.
Wow.
You
Because as an
really got to count from 5 to 1 and be very, very
okay,
humble with how disrespectful these people is out here. There's no such thing as Southern hospitality. And then the men are very, I don't know, like you got to be careful with the men because a lot of them out here want to be women.
oh, it's like that. I thought
So
that.
they hate women because they mad because you're an actual woman and they transforming into one and you are born one, you're an actual woman.
I didn't even know that.
Like it's just crazy. So out here, I keep my conversations and my interactions very limited. I only interact with the people that I work with.
I get it because you've got too many strange characters. I get it.
Right. So it's just I was thinking about that. Like I might do a little series about how it really is out here because I took a look on YouTube and I see a couple of YouTubers who have channels that describe 5 to 10 reasons on why you shouldn't move out here.
That's really, really helpful. Can you just hold on for just a couple minutes? I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Well, LMP will be back shortly. He's taking a couple of minutes to step away momentarily. But anyways, I'm gonna stay up here for a little bit longer. I'm gonna go get me some fruit punch because I drunk all my strawberry lemon melon. Yep, it's gone. I drank all my strawberry melon. I forgot what it was. Lemonade. I don't know. It was good. But yeah, I was very interested in talking about my experience with being out here in Georgia. And although I'm not going to go anywhere and I'm going to stay, you know what I'm saying? Because, I got to make it work, I could list a few reasons. I could list probably up to 50 reasons on why you shouldn't move out here. But at the same time, I could list a couple of good reasons on why you should be out here, Hi, boo. I could list a couple of reasons on why you should be out here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy for you to start a business, and you could get into a nice, beautiful house for pretty cheap. You know what I'm saying? That I've been to some foreclosure auctions because I work for a real estate company as an independent contractor, bidding on properties for them once a month. And some of the properties that they be having at these foreclosure auctions are immaculate. I mean, big, beautiful homes. And I visit big, beautiful homes every day, and I can see myself in it, especially when I get to the top of the steps and I look down and all I see is space. I'm sorry. My bad. Got a little carried away. But I'm giving you a little bit of some reasons of why it's okay to be out here. And I think the cons for me right now outweigh the pros, but I think sooner or later that will change. I think sooner or later I will probably list more pros on why Georgia would be a good place to be at. Well, it depends on what type of mission that you're on. If you're coming out here to look for love, know what I mean? If you're coming out here to look for love, you might as well forget about it. You know what I'm saying? My man is not from out here. Okay? And I'm glad because these men out here are not promotable. And I just want to say, if you're coming out here to look for love, stay where you are, because you're not going to find it out here. The Southern hospitality is definitely no such thing as Southern hospitality out here. But again, like jobs, that's another pro. I mean, it's pretty easy to get a job out here. It may not be easy for you to get the job that you want right off the bat, but it is easy to get a job out here. And I'm done talking. Can somebody tell Ella P I'll be right back? Okay, I'm gonna type it in the chat room. I have to type it in the chat room because I'll be right back. I want some punch. Okay, I'll be right back, everybody. And hopefully LMP will look in the chat room and see that I said that I will be right back.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Hello, Poetic Cows. Okay, so we've got Poetic Cows on the panel. She's just on mute. I had stepped away for a little while just to do a couple of things. So, for the people who are listening, we were talking about Georgia, the lack of Southern hospitality, and a number of things. One thing that I've come to notice is that when people speak about the reality of what's going on in a particular place, things that they experience, where I'm at, what they have a tendency of doing is labeling those people as negative because they're so downright bad and they want to continue certain narratives which are not true. So people have to be fully aware of those sorts of things.
LP, I'm sorry, I'm back. I have to. I don't know how long you're gonna be off, but I have to drop off for a second.
No problem, no problem. I still should be here for a while longer.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I just got to do something really quickly.
No problem, no
So
problem.
I'm just gonna drop off.
Yeah, no problem. I do appreciate you being here. So if you can come back, fine. If you can't, fine too.
Okay.
I'm very grateful to have company on here. So
It's good to be back, LP. Like I said, I appreciate you for knowing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you never had any problems. We always respected each other. And you made a great point when you had said that people treat you according to how they feel about you. So, if I got mad love and respect for you, that's all you're going to get from me. You know what I'm saying?
right.
If you're a dish rag, I treat you like a dish rag.
Yes, yes.
So I'm
Because that's
glad
what they're
that you
doing.
didn't let somebody who only knew me for like what 2 or 3 months come and whisper sweet nothing in your ear and turn you against me like the two chicks did, which I don't care too much for the two little chicks because they're irrelevant and insignificant. But I got mad love for my people, you included, for y'all
I
knowing
do
me for
appreciate
the
that. Yeah.
person that I am, and y'all didn't let somebody like that, somebody that y'all don't even know, somebody that I introduced to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Somebody that I brought into my circle, you know,
I
trying to
understand.
tear us apart. I appreciate y'all for not letting that happen.
Absolutely. That's definitely not a problem. So if you gotta do what you gotta do, if you can come back, no problem. I'm gonna be running it for at least another hour,
Okay.
and that's that. So thank you very much, and feel free to come back anytime.
Absolutely, LP.
No problem. So that was Poetic Kels. She was here on this panel and the previous panel. If anybody else wants a link to come on, I will put the link inside the chat, and you are free to come on and speak or whatever issues you're facing, whatever's on your mind, that sort of thing. Before she had left, there was a little bit of a conversation we were getting into with regards to what it's like to be in Georgia. I am always, always interested in finding out about different places and getting the details on those places to understand what exactly is going on in those places and to see if I can fit in or if I can't fit in. Many people get misled by these fraudulent people. I'll give you an example. There will be a particular line of work, and there's no money in it. Let me tell you what I mean by no money. There's no money in it that you would be able to live any type of decent lifestyle. But people will push it as though it's all gravy. And once you get there, you realize there's nothing. And we have to be able to recognize exactly what's going on. For example, you'll hear a guy talking about A, B, C, and D, but he's not in it. That's suspicious. You hear a guy talking about how it's so amazing to do this, that, and the other, but he has none of his money invested in it. You see where I'm going with that? You see how these things don't add up? If it's so good, why aren't you in it? Why aren't you doing that? What I have found is that the things that work best, people aren't talking about those things. The things that essentially you can gain from, that's top secret. The other things that don't mean much and won't go anywhere, those are things which are out there, wide out there. And because they're wide out there, it's just to waste your time. I've heard of people talk along the lines of they've been in business and this, that, and the other. So where's the business now? Why did you leave that business? It's amazing how the critical thinking skills are things that they don't want to teach anybody. How to read between the lines. Sometimes, what is he saying? Sometimes it's a combination of what he's not saying and what he's saying. Where are the details? You're retired? So if you're retired, why do you continue to work? You're semi-retired? Come on, stop it. You can't afford to live the lifestyle you want to live, so therefore you have to continue to work. You see, a lot of these things don't add up. And because they don't add up, they become very, very problematic. And you have to be able to see what's going on. I'm always in a position where I have to stand back and look when I see the bandwagon crash. All of them are riding the bandwagon. And then some bumps come up in the road and they're all scattering. This one is jumping off, that one is jumping off. All of them are running for cover. These are the sorts of things that happen. And these are the sorts of things that people have to be very mindful of. Just give me a moment here. People have to be very mindful of those things. Just because of the things that have been said, the things that have been done. And you get some really, really good information from people who essentially have lived that sort of lifestyle. It's like a guy would want to tell you about A, B, C, and D. And he's never lived that lifestyle. He's got nothing to do with that sort of thing. Makes you really wonder. Like, what is that all about? Just give me a moment here. Just trying to get something ready. So, like I said, if anybody wants to come on the panel, let me know. I can definitely bring them on. Just a second here. Those are the details for the show. And it's a new channel with a lot of the regular people. You'll see people like Monica Mo Justice, Poetic Kells, Silks BB Scratchin', The Real Aaron Collins. You'll see people from Motown over here. You'll see a whole bunch of different people here who are hanging out, just having a good time. Let me see if I can reach out to people like, just give me a moment here. Just give me a moment. Just a second here. Trying to do something. Just a moment here. Still trying to reach out to many of the people from the past. See if I can get them out here. Some really, really good people have passed through this place. So give me a few moments here as I look up some more people. Just hold on a second here. Still sending out some more links. It's so good when you're able to get people to come out and have these different conversations about these different issues. Get different point of view. Sometimes somebody will say something and you look at it and say, wow, I was not able to see it that way, or to get some understanding as to why people are doing certain things. Some situations you'll never truly understand. And then there are other situations where you get some understanding of what's going on. Today has really been a write-off day, which is all right. So I've got a breakdown of some bills that I have to pay. And because I've got the breakdown of them, I know exactly where I'm going to be putting some money. So that's really a good thing. So welcome to the show, Sonny's Boxing Corner. Great to have you.
How's it going, LMP? I'm not gonna stay
bad.
too
How
long.
have you-
I'm excuse me.
You're breaking up a little bit. You said you're not going to stay too long.
Yeah, I just thought I'd come through and chop it up with you for a little bit.
Yeah, I do appreciate it. Whatever amount of time you can spend is great.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So what's on your mind?
Oh man, a lot of different things, man. A lot of different things. Lately, I've been thinking about politics and how easily we're brainwashed to we're constantly always told what to think, how to think, when to think it, and then they sneak in little sneak attacks to get their agenda across. For me, I'm a gun advocate. Like I'm into firearms, things of that nature. What you about to say?
So tell Tell us why you are an advocate for it.
The first time I actually shot a firearm, I was actually at a range, and I remember being afraid, like holding all this power in my hand, not thinking, like not knowing what to expect, and then when you pull the trigger, to know like, oh wow, this wasn't that bad. I was able to handle it, and then like it became fun. A lot of people don't know what a great stress reliever, shooting actually is. On top of the fact that it is used for sporting purposes, and it is used to protect yourself and your family from criminals. So my first time pulling the trigger, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the gunpowder. I fell in love with trying to make little tricks in the hole in the paper that I'm shooting, like trying to make a smiley face. It's a great stress reliever. And here in the States, they have an agenda that they're trying to push to confiscate firearms, and it's tied into a lot of different things that they're doing. They're demasculating men. They're pushing this whole agenda with Trump, and got us all in an uproar. But a lot of times we'll just listen to whatever narrative is being told and just accept it and believe it without even doing any research. So like I gotta. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, real quick, when you mention firearms, one of the problems here is that they've put so many rules on it that here it isn't even worth your while to have it, because one of the rules they have is this: if you have it, it needs to be kept in a location that is separate. So the weapon has to be separate from the bullets. And if somebody were to break into your house and you were to defend yourself, they're trying to lock you up. You can't be on the road with it.
Wow.
Let's say to protect yourself, you'd have to be with it in a separate container, traveling en route to the range and to be back. So I understand what you're saying. Here it's not even worth your while. Then the people here are very coward. And if you are a black guy and if you go to these ranges here, they're looking at you all weird. Like, you see what I mean? I think where you're at, you can probably go to the range and do your thing because, number one, it's more prevalent in your country and it's more in the culture. You see what I mean? But continue. Yeah, but continue. I'm listening.
Well, I do have a test that I try to show people that they're brainwashed, don't even know it. And like I said, we're taught to think a certain way. We're being passed so much information every day that it's ingrained within our subconscious. And we got a presidential election coming up and whatnot have you. And I ask people a simple question, like, okay, I get that you hate Trump. I understand that. I get it. But what has his presidency done to affect your life in a negative way. And every time I ask that question, they don't have anything to say. They don't have anything to say because it's really, they don't really have anything. They're just parakeeting what they hear. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing that. I'm not here to defend Trump or anything of that nature. All I'm saying is when someone is disseminating information, don't just take it and run for it. Do your own research. Figure out what's going on. There's a lot here in the States. These people are intentionally putting out false information. Like they talk about mass shootings and things of that nature, but here in the States, it's more murders from hammers than mass shootings.
Yes, because the hammers are more easily accessible. I understand.
You know, and then you have other states where they have the strictest gun laws, but the worst crime. So you mean to tell me that you're going to tell me how to defend my Constitution and says something differently? And they're tying all of this in with the presidency. All of the Democrats right now are pushing for tougher gun control, and then the way they pitch it, it make it seem, oh yeah, it make it seems very nice, but what they really want is a registry to set up a gun confiscation, and this is the very thing that that when they wrote the Constitution, why they, wrote the amendment the way that they did against, so that we can protect ourselves against a tyrannical government. They talk about AR-15s as if it's a military weapon, but it's not a military weapon. AR stands for armor light. When you pull the trigger, one bullet comes out. So it's not a military style weapon. It's a semi-automatic, just like a handgun. It's a sporting rifle, but it also could be used to defend yourself. And go ahead.
Well, years ago, I lived up north on what they consider an Aboriginal reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And when I lived up there with my family, the population around us was about 1,200 people or less. I think it's less, maybe 800 people. And with the exception of the people who were from the outside, I would say 99% of the houses had guns there, particularly shotguns, because they did a lot of hunting. And there wasn't any major issue with people getting killed with these guns. It was a community of Aboriginal people. They did their thing. So the guns are really the scapegoat. Guns don't load themselves. Guns don't shoot people. It's the mentality of the people.
Right.
It's just a way to shift things in a different direction. A gun by itself is just a tool. You see what I mean?
Exactly.
That's it. It's the mentality of the people. But they never seem to want to get to the core issues to address things. Like they will say blacks are A, B, C, and D. So why are they like that? Now everybody gets silent. You know what I mean? What is causing them to be like that? What are the issues that they're facing? So I understand what you're saying, but go ahead.
Yeah, they just they spread out these information. And that's the thing that we're so trusting as a people. We don't think that, the government wouldn't lie to us. The news wouldn't lie to us. You know, they're telling us the truth, and the truth of the matter is, the government has lied to us before numerous of times. Uh, they've had false flags numerous of times, but yet it's still we want to have this attitude to where everything they say is right, and it has spread to the point. Right now, I live in the state of Virginia. Virginia used to be um, a state basically friendly to gun owners, basically like happy towards the Constitution. Now they had the elections. It's nothing but Democrats in there, and they have this agenda where they're cracking down. So like it's got to the point now where you can't even have a handgun that accepts more than 10 rounds. They got a law that they're about to pass. So like if I have 5 AR-15s or a few weapons that they deem illegal for me to have, I'm not even grandfathered in. Like as soon as they pass that bill, I'm already a felon.
Oh,
So now
that's right.
they'll try to set up a buyback, and then eventually it'll be a confiscation. But we don't really look at history. We don't realize that a lot of tyrants in history have done the same thing. So it would behoove us, you know, so as citizens, to really get more into politics and handle your business, because here in the States we're giving away more and more and more of our rights. And
You know,
go ahead.
when you look at that period of 1933 to 1945, when Hitler was in power, one of the main things that they made sure that they did was to disarm the people.
Exactly.
So you couldn't have anything to do anything. So that's one of the main
Exactly.
things, disarm the people. So now they're defenseless. It's interesting how you got all these sideline issues that don't matter, but that's where they want to keep you. But go ahead.
Exactly. I just think that because I listen to different channels and I listen to different people. They talk about politics, and they're so stuck on well he's a racist, but they don't realize that every president is racist. This is not you're not changing anything. I mean, we had Obama in there, but in my opinion, he did nothing for his people. A lot of people make excuses saying, well, they wouldn't let him do this, they wouldn't let him do that, whatever. But he could have spoke out more on a few different things when we had all those unjust shootings from the police officers, and on his watch. And
I heard
he didn't say too much. Go ahead.
I heard the guy Eric, who was the at the time, and spoke. He sounded like such a coward. He spoke about how he's spoken to his own children about the things that happen and this and that and the other, but it was the conversation of a coward man. And It was great that he was elected with him, and I'm coming to see in a lot of political situations, these guys are given a script. In a dictatorship, the dictator controls, but these guys aren't in control. They have to check with all of these different they do, and he is a figurehead. Like, let's say you had a company, you own the company. It doesn't matter. I still have to check with you to do anything. You see what I mean?
Correct. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And that's a whole different ball of wax right there. You're dealing with people at that level who are tied into secret societies and things of that nature, and even as the president, he has to yield to whoever's on top of him. So what you're saying is absolutely correct. That's why I always advocate for people to do your due diligence on a local level. If each person in each state do their due diligence on a local level, then at some point in time, then we can really affect who is elected at the top level, or at least put a dent into it. You know what I'm saying? But we're so bogged down with this microwave society. We don't study anymore. We don't read anymore. We listen to everything that's said. We're like uh, uh, we're like sheep. We're like sheep, you know. And for the ones who do speak out, they label us as radicals or conspiracy theorists or someone who's crazy. Like when I watch a lot of these rallies, as far as gun control, is mostly women, and the men stand in the background, but the men are very, very weak-minded and
I'll be
weak-thinking.
straight up. Yes, a lot of these guys now are not even to be as men. A lot of these guys are males because they've been born genetically as males, but a lot of them because of the things that they do and they say. You you see now an Arab black, he was the one who pointed this out. Numbers to me in my life experience really add up. He said people don't know. Then he went in to say 15% of the people know, but they're not going to say anything. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
And then the rest of the people, I got to break down these numbers. I don't want to get it wrong. So you've got 80%, 15%. Yes, there's that 15% who know and don't want to share that with anybody, and they're not making difference. That know and are doing something. That the masses are generally very stupid.
Hmm.
Like you'll say to a guy, "Hold on a second, but you've been to school," but he doesn't have any sense either.
Right.
Who hasn't been to school can have more sense than the guy who went to school, and vice versa. You do have a lot of dumb people out here, and the distractions like the music and the films and the this and that. I'm not saying you can't have a good time, but to recognize what's going on. You see, the city that I'm in right now, a lot of people don't realize it, that what has happened is that they have totally widened the. There's no middle class out here, rich and poor. Houses
Mm.
are smaller than the houses that were built about 15 years ago, and they cost more.
Wow.
And the wages aren't here.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Poetic House.
Hi.
What's up, mama?
Well, isn't it good to see you on the panel?
Know what I mean? But yeah, I was going to
Poetic
say,
House, she dropped off.
she'd probably be back.
Bring her back.
She probably had an issue
Yeah,
with
go
her
right ahead.
internet.
Yeah.
So like this microwave society that we're on, we're not studying anymore. We're
Poetic House device not connected.
we're not studying anymore. We're not reading anymore. We rely too much on technology to the point where certain things that we used to do back in the day, using our minds, we don't do anymore. I'm gonna use myself for example. I had a situation where my phone actually died from wear and tear for the battery. Wasn't cut on. You know, back in the day, we used to carry like a little black book or a phone book where we would actually write down numbers or memorize numbers. But now we don't memorize numbers anymore because all we got to do is just what? Push a button with the name on it.
True.
Yep,
So
you go to your contact list, pick the name, boom, call.
A lot of people don't even know their mother's number.
I mean, shoot, I had to find out my phone number.
You know, so like we're not using all of our brain cells anymore. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's so easy for us to accept whatever is said to us. We just accept it and we'll parakeet it with furious vigor, as if we studied it ourselves and we know it to be true. Therefore, it seems like you're coming at a good place, but like you're really doing yourself a disservice because we don't have investigative journalism anymore. The government gets on a podium, they say what they say, and then they disseminate their information to the people without the journalists verifying or checking the information.
Yeah, people don't do their research.
A lot of times the journalist is a piece of trash.
Facts.
Right. And then when you say to a guy, you know what? Hey, how did you come up with that? He's upset now. Now you've called him out.
Because he don't.
You say you said A, B, C, and D. How does that work? I didn't say that. True point, sorry.
Yeah, people, you know, when you question them where
I
they
never
get
said
the
that.
information from. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my
No problem. Go ahead.
mic is a little trippy. Yeah, when you start questioning people on where they get their information from, they can't tell you because they don't do their research. So when you ask them where you get your
Right.
information from, they get mad because they don't know.
And he can't say he's wrong now. He has to hold firm, that fool.
It's kind of they use a little distraction move, like, "What you mean? Where I get my information from? I can't believe it. You don't trust the words that's coming out of my mouth." And
Now
I was
it's
like,
personal.
That's when you just step back.
right. That's a distraction,
Right.
to throw you off from the fact that they don't even know where they got the information from.
Yeah.
I need to be as prepared as possible for whatever I'm getting into. And if I don't know, I need to shut up and get the information first. Look, I don't know. I need to look into that. I don't have a problem with saying, hey, I'm not familiar with that topic.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's a lot of people out there who you can't say anything to because they already know. They got the answer. They're not humble enough to even look at what you're saying to research it for themselves. They just want to be right. Even in debates, when you listen to two people debating, you don't see many people concede to defeat or
Yes,
even
that's right.
change their way they think, knowing that, oh damn, he's crushing me in this debate. Like at some point, you gotta be like, okay, there's something wrong with my information because he's crushing me right now, and I did my best on what I got, but he's crushing me right now. Let me look into what he's talking about and see for myself, if it's true or not. But we're just in a just microwave society. We want everything right now. We need to get more into the mindset of a gardener who plants the seed, who waters the seed, who cares for the soil, and watch the fruit grow from it.
Yes, that's an important thing because one of the things that I have learned from farming, because my grandparents were farmers, their parents were farmers, and their parents from before were farmers. So I've got at least 3 or 4 generations of farmers. In farming, you've got a time to plant, you've got a time to harvest, you've got a time to sell, you've got a time to save. So all of these things need to be done in the appropriate manner in order to succeed.
Hmm.
You don't water the crops die. You don't harvest it on time, you don't make your profits. And the other thing that I've realized is that from a financial point of view, many of our people eat the seed and then they have nothing. For instance, when I say eat the seed, you have situations where a guy gets $100. Instead of putting aside some for saving and investment, he spends all of it. So he's just eating the seed. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, people don't want to do the hard work anymore. They don't want to, you know, do what it takes to grow a plant. They just want the plant to already be grown.
Right.
But then when you tell
They,
them, when you tell them that to try to help them, they get upset. They don't want to hear it.
and you're a hater now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
He's
a
just
hater.
hating
You
on
think you
you.
know it all. That kind of shocks me because back in the days there weren't hints or not too many people was telling people too many things. You had to learn on your own. So people these days should be lucky that
Yes.
someone wants to show them how it's done or give them some advice or give them some hints or correct them.
It's like a dude will go out there and he will get a very expensive vehicle. And there's no justification for it because how is this vehicle going to make you more money? How are you going to be able to advance with it? It's like dead weight he's picked up. Like I've seen some guys get some stuff and it's like, hold on a second, but how will you benefit in the future?
Oh, they don't think about that. They just feel like they deserve a nice, expensive, beautiful gift.
Yeah, which is killing them. I've seen guys show up and they've got a Mercedes. And a lot of the things you really need to go to Mercedes to get them addressed. They're looking for the cheapest oil change somewhere else.
Like
It's
them
like, wow.
off-brand oil change. You
Right,
know, they want to go to homeboy over there on the corner. They don't want to go to Firestone to
right.
get their oil change.
Now they got to get the high test gas too.
Yes, yes. I remember a black dude pulled up to a place in a Mercedes Jeep SUV to be exact, and he had a situation where one of the tires was leaking, and he had asked if we could put some air, and I said, okay, I'll put some air in it. But whenever you get a chance, you're gonna need to change the tire. So he was asking about if I knew of any places that sold used tires. I
Used
said,
tires.
man, yeah. I said, man, there's a place down the road. See what you can do with them.
I
But
mean, the
it's
used tire will only last for about a month or two.
right. But he doesn't have the money for a new one.
Okay, that's understandable. Hope whoever needs the new used tire understands that. Make sure you try to get that money up because that used tire is not going to last no longer than a
Right.
month or two. If you'll be lucky if you get 2 months. I've had
Right.
situation with tires before, and I've bought some used tires, and I guess it depends on how much you drive. A month later, that tire was
That's true
gone.
too.
Mhm. Well, LMP, I've reached my destination, sir. So I'm gonna have to get off for a few.
Well, thank
Thanks
you
for
very
having
much
me.
for showing up. Not a problem. Well, thank you very much.
All right,
That was
peace.
sweetie pie. That is so sweet that you had came up here on LMP's platform
Nah,
to speak. That's just too nice.
yeah, yeah. I fuss with LMP.
Yeah,
Excuse
I
my
do
LMP.
language.
appreciate it.
Oh yeah, LMP. That's fam right there. That is
Mm.
fam.
Sounds good. Come back anytime.
All right, thanks, buddy.
No
All right,
problem. All right. Take care. So that
all
was
right.
Sonny's boxing talk. Thank you for showing up. It's good. It's good to have people drop by and speak. But like I said, Kels, I've seen so many instances where it's like, wow, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? You've got these major bills to pay, and you're not addressing that. You're spending on these other things. Come on.
Right.
I know of guys that drove, yeah, I know of guys who drove the big dump trucks, and they make some decent money doing that. And at the end of it, they have nothing. I know of guys who have driven trucks for over 20 years, and they have nothing. No truck, no nothing. Fools.
They're
I
not
think if I'm driving
doing
a
it
truck,
right.
go ahead. Right.
They're not doing it right because there's so many perks and benefits that come with driving a truck.
That's right.
I know, a lot of people who have excellent living off of driving a truck. Some of them could be home every
Yes.
night. Some of them run their own truck. I mean, run their own business to the point to where they could drive if they want to.
Well, I'll tell you something interesting. These two characters team up to drive truck, to drive a truck, one of those 18-wheeler trucks. And the two of them are sleazy anyways, but they team up. They get a truck. One lowlife wants to only drive and be back home each night. You know what I mean? He
Right.
doesn't want to go the distance. But the big money is in the distance. The big money in the distance would be like to drive from New York to LA. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's about 3,000. No, I think it's more than that. I think from here to LA, it's like 3,000 miles, like 3,200 miles.
Right. The big distances. Not just driving around your block. You know what I mean? The long haul. So the one guy, but trash knows trash, takes the vehicle over 4,000 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
And he's supposed to bring it back to Toronto. He tells the other guy he's gonna quit. He's quitting. He needs to come pick up the truck, and he wants his half in the business. So this guy has to get on a plane, fly out there, and bring the truck back. Trust me, people can be very nasty.
Yeah, that's why in reality we don't have to deal with people.
Right.
We just only deal with our co-workers, like I said. You know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of people like dogs and cats. You know what I'm saying? Dogs and cats will love you and protect you to the end of time, but people always disappoint you. So I know a lot of people who don't even deal, or they try not to deal with people.
Honestly, I don't like it. I'm not an animal fan.
Me either.
I don't need no
I'm allergic
dog
to
running
cats.
up and down in my place. Yeah, I'm just not on that. I'm being straight up. I am not on that. I'm not a guy who wants a dog running up and down in the place I stay. None of that. And to have to pick up the dog and clean up after the dog, and no, I'm just not a fan of that. To each their own.
Right.
I'm not carrying any dog anywhere, and this and that, and potential diseases of the dog, and no.
I mean, you got to treat that dog as if it's a human.
Yeah.
You got to take it to the
As
vet,
much
got to
as
get it groomed, got to get it checked out. You know what I'm saying?
as much as I have problems with people, I still put people above animals. Straight up. As much as I've had my issues with people, I still put people above animals, and that's where it's at.
Oh yeah, I definitely do also put people above animals as well. But there's a lot of people out there that'll put an animal before you.
Oh
They'll keep
yes.
their kid out the house to give their little cat a bed to sleep in.
Oh yes. Until that cat turns around and digs out their eye.
Yeah, or it start crapping all over the place.
Yep, and then they have to run behind that and clean that up.
Well, I take that
Yep.
back. Cats got more cool. They go. They have a little box. They go use the restroom in, and they try to cover it up. It'd be the dogs that be crapping all over the place.
Oh man.
Because I remember my auntie used to have a dog, a Rottweiler,
Whoa.
and it took a minute, to train because both of them worked all day. So, so I think pretty
I don't
much when
have
they're
that.
not, yep, I think pretty much when they was at work, they just kept the dog outside.
I don't have that type of time, energy, interest to be training. I don't have that. My life is busy enough.
Yeah, very, very busy. I try. See, that's what I'll be trying to do, NLP. I'll be trying to occupy my personal life, a lot of times to, because I haven't really been on YouTube a lot, period, and I suggest this for everybody to invest more time in your personal life than on YouTube.
Oh yes. You see, for me, what this is a great way to communicate with people like you and others. Because outside of this, I don't have too much of a social. You see what I mean?
I'm like that too. I mean, I try to be social with these people out here. I it's not like we fought or had any bad communication. My spirit just didn't sit well with theirs.
I get it. I get it.
It just they aura didn't come off well. And it's like I don't think that. See, I got my friends that I've been friends with for 20 plus years. There's no way in hell I could find somebody that I could be friends with for 5 years out here. Although there is probably about one or two people who knew me since I've been out here that I'm still cool with, and even I don't even talk to them.
You spoke about you've had friends for 20 plus years. I've got one friend And let me see how long I've known him. I've known him for 14 years now. That's the only friend I've got like that. I've known him for 14 years.
Yep, I got my friend Mary. I knew her for like 25 years. We still talk to this day. She trying to get me. I'm trying to get her to visit me out here, but she's trying to get me to visit her. Like she's trying to get me to go back to California first.
Okay. Would you want to return to Cali?
I mean, to visit.
Okay.
I wouldn't go back out there
Okay.
to stay. I mean, what's the point, LP moving from California to Georgia back to California? I just need to stay where I'm at and get used to it.
I understand. All I can think about in places like where you're at is the estate houses. A lot of people say I'm a dreamer, but all I can think about is some big house with a massive gate, a lot of land, 6-car garage, 12 rooms, 13 rooms. That's all I can think about.
13 rooms.
Yeah, that's all I can think about.
Oh,
I know
you're
that
looking for
sounds,
a house that have its own city.
yeah,
Mhm.
like an estate. Like, you pull up and you have to push a code to get through the gate and they
Oh
drive
yeah.
up the thing.
And I'm trying to think if there are some places like that out here. Because I know they got some, I swear they got some big, beautiful houses out here.
I
Nice,
understand.
big, humongous backyard. And they got some really, really beautiful houses out here. And it's
I
not
want
impossible to get in. You just really, really got to work hard to get in it.
or what you can do is, from what you're telling me, is get some cheap land and build it.
Oh, that's even funner.
Because what I've seen in Jamaica is that the banks don't really want to lend anybody anything. So what people will do is they'll get some land, either it was passed down, or they bought it, and then year by year they build on it. So let's say this year you've got only enough to make one room. You do that. You know what I mean? Next
Right.
year you put something else on until it's finally complete.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good idea. You could definitely do that out here. Build you a nice little house,
Right.
get
I
you a
think
nice big land because they got a lot of land out here. And what they're doing right now, which I think they're kind of backwards out here because I feel like they should expand their roads, but
yes.
they're building a lot of condos downtown Atlanta.
Nah,
And it's like, well, this
nah,
is
you
the
don't.
worst place to be building condos at. The traffic is already bad. I would recommend for y'all to kind of expand y'all's roads.
Soon there will be expansion. So if, let's say, you could pick up 20, 30 acres for yourself cheap and then start building your stuff, let them stay in the city in these squishy condos.
Yeah,
You only
because it's
come
right
into
next
town,
to each
what?
other. It's like I don't know, and I can almost guarantee you they're about $1,200 or $1,300 a month.
Nah, that's too much. That's way too much.
No, because you could definitely get into something bigger than that for the same price.
You see what happens, I've seen with like blacks here. They'd rather pay rent than own something. There are areas in the city where blacks have paid rent for 30, 40, 50 years. And that rent money, they could have gotten something for themselves.
Very true.
I know a Jamaican guy, he told me something. He said, listen, about 20 something years ago, he was living in an apartment with his wife. And he said to his wife, listen, we got to get out of this place. There's some houses north of here that are being built. Let's go and get something. So he said he went and he got something. And he said he struggled for years. He struggled to pay for him and the wife. He worked 2, 3 jobs. She did her thing, and they struggled. And then over time, it became easier. The main thing with him is that he's against renting out the basement. You see what I mean? Some people are just like that. They don't want nobody there. And he says to me today, the same guys who laughed at him wish they could be where he's at now. And they can't do it because the price is too high.
Wow.
So they're still there in the apartment.
Something gotta give.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're a person who is single and you don't have any children, you do have a big advantage where you can just basically get up and go.
Yeah, I be thinking the same way. I be thinking that you sit here and you think like single. When I say single, I mean no children.
Right. Yes, that's
You
right.
know, shouldn't I be a little further than I am in life? But shit happens.
Well,
And
one
we're
of the
talking
things is
about
that,
adjusting to a whole nother state that I never even visit.
which is definitely something that only a brave person could do. Most people would have hidden, no, I'm not leaving. I'm going to stay here and take my lick or what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand the adjustment part. And like you said, life happens. There's so many things. You know how many places that I started off and I gave it everything that I got only to be kicked out?
Yeah. That's because, you know what I'm saying, sometimes it's that boss mind frame.
Yes.
It's like, I can't work under nobody or work for somebody because I could do the shit myself.
Right.
And you're the type of person that's just like me. Like, my work should speak for itself. I shouldn't have to kiss your ass,
Exactly.
but I don't, if all company is like that, forgive me, but I definitely can't work for a company that will only promote you if you were sucking up, because it's like, well, I'd rather just keep the position I'm in and promote myself a little later when I get the chance, because every day you're going to have to keep sucking up. What if you're in a bad mood?
Yeah. And these fools fall out of favor. And I remember I worked at a company for 4 years straight. And I never ever considered trying to be a supervisor there because I knew it was only temporary and I knew that there was no power in that. I just did the basic job. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with that. Some jobs you're just passing through.
Right.
Yeah, LP, I agree.
Because
I agree.
I've been there before. And then you look at these other people, but again, they're spineless people. Let me tell you something. I've seen people work jobs with benefits and security 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And at the end of it, they have nothing. You think I could have ever worked in my lifetime a job for, let's say, 20 years and be making $60,000 or $70,000 a year and not have anything at the end of it? No way. Not me. But these people are
Yeah,
like that.
that's crazy. At my current job, you got a lady who's been there for 19 years, and I'm like, what the hell for?
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
What the heck is you doing working for him for 19 years?
And he can do anything he wants. He
Yeah,
can be that person.
that was a little sketchy to me. But she loved what she do, and she gonna be there probably. Well, she's kind of old, so another
Okay.
19 years. I don't know.
Yeah, and some of them have no ambition. They just want to go there and, take a check and that's it. Take a check, take a kick. Nothing more, nothing less. Certain things that would bother, let's say you and I, don't seem to bother these people. Boss curses them out. Hey, morning, how are you? Like, whoa, that doesn't bother you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I haven't done anything wrong, but you're attacking me. How dare you? You had a bad night at home with your wife, and now you come to work and now you're acting up. Like, dude, stay there with your problem. And when you tell him off, instead of him try to fight you directly, now he's running around. I would love to take over the companies that I worked at and that I was pushed out of and kick every one of them out. I would love to return as the owner and kick every one of them out. Call a big meeting and tell them you have half an hour to pack up your stuff and get out. Kick them right out.
Right.
Straight up. Kick them all directly out. These little fools. These are people with no home training. You get somewhere, you don't have any decency, you talk a whole pile of garbage, you give trouble, and then after you do that, you expect everything to be okay. I don't think so.
Yep. You're right about that. I don't think so.
Yeah. Telling all kinds of lies on people. Yeah, I saw him downtown. How could you have seen him downtown when he doesn't go downtown? You know what I mean?
Yeah, people be snitching on themselves. It's like, what you was doing downtown?
Right. I saw him at a bar, but he doesn't drink. So how is he at a bar?
That
You
means that you was at the bar.
Right.
So what you have to drink? I be putting them on the spot. Oh, I seen you at the mall. That means you was at the mall. What you get?
Right.
Because only people at the mall see me at the mall. You know, I know you don't have bionic eyes
Oh, these people.
or
are too-
spidey senses to where you sense that, oh, snaps, kills us at the mall. No, you was there too.
Right. Sometimes it's like you don't even want to entertain the foolishness. It's like, come on.
Yeah, because
Come
that's
on.
that's too time consuming. You know what I'm saying? That sucks you dry. It's like, oh, and it takes you away from your personal life.
And these people have absolutely nothing better to do.
Well, at the end of the day, they need to find something better to do. Because, you know what I'm saying? People are not going to be a time filler for too long. That's only,
Right.
I mean, that runs its course.
Right. It's a really tough situation because you're there, you've got your own issues to deal with, and then they're coming with their nonsense. Oftentimes, I've come to the stage where I'll just tell something, get out of my face, you're an idiot, move. Stop talking, I don't want to hear it. It's like, what are you trying to say?
I know there's one girl at my job like that. All she want to do is talk. It's like, shut up.
Right.
I need to enjoy a moment of silence for a hot second. And then if you zone away, she keeps saying, do you hear me? And do you hear me? And she's like a sweet lady, so you don't want to snap on her and say, just shut up.
Right.
But I'm gonna do it.
The ideal, if you have to work a job, one of the ideal types of jobs is like something where you have little interaction with the fools. You know what I mean? Like you're in a separate office away from the fools.
That's very, very true. That's why I had stayed at my hotel job for so long, because I didn't have to interact with nobody.
I see.
I was always by myself, and then I took my lunch whenever I wanted to. I could stay on the property or leave the property. You know what I'm saying? Nobody seen me for the rest of the day. You see me in the morning when I come in, and then the next time you see me the next morning when I come in.
Okay. That's helpful, because then you have the opportunity to do what you need to do. Someone watching you 24/7, watching you. It's like the way you're watching, you might as well do it yourself.
I know, right? It's like, why don't you just be an owl?
Right.
You know, an owl sit there and watch you like with them big old bug eyes.
I've seen I've seen situations in which, like, I had to say to a guy one time, I was working on a vehicle. He's standing next to me. I said, "Look, you can't stand beside me. You need to stay over there. You can't be next to me. What are you hitched up underneath me for?"
I've
He's like,
done that
"Why?"
before, LMP. Now I've done that before where somebody was like, I think one time I took one of my older cars to go get the radiator done
Right.
or a new one. I looked. I said, I want to see you fix the radiator
I hear you.
because I'm going
I
to
hear
point
you.
to it. I pointed to the
Mhm.
radiator. I
Right,
said,
right.
that's the radiator. That's the
Mhm.
only thing you should be fixing.
I get what you're saying. Because they will do all sorts of other foolishness.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get it. I
You
get
know,
it.
and then it's crazy now because the now mechanics are gonna start getting mad because if I was to have a car and I had a situation where they had to fix the radiator, I will pull up the YouTube channel because I know they got YouTube channels on how to fix a radiator. Let's say for
Exactly.
a 2001 Alero Oldsmobile, I will pull that up on YouTube and show them. Listen, this right here is the radiator. This shows you how it's supposed to be done. I'm gonna watch you do it. Is somebody something smells like it's burning. I think I'm cracking up.
Burning? What do you mean? I don't understand.
I don't know. I thought I smelled some food.
Oh, okay. Are you next to a bakery or some food place?
Oh, I'm next to everything.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes it's a good move to next be close to everything so you don't have to travel too far.
Oh, right. That's very, very true. That's very, very true.
Because a lot of times with the cheap wages, it's like the money gets burned out in travel. So you really have to look at all these different things. I remember back in the day, I used to take 3 buses to get to work. I spent 3 hours on the road one way,
Yeah, the buses could be a pain in the ass.
especially in the wintertime.
And then it'd be all these people get on the bus who don't brush their teeth and take a bath.
Oh, yes.
And
And
it's like, OMG, it smells like Badussi on here.
oh, yes. Oh, yes. All of those
Wow,
things
bat
happen.
balls and Badussi.
Yeah. It happens. And then you'll have a fool who will be on the seat and he doesn't want to move his bag.
Oh yeah, that too. You know what I'm saying? That too.
That's all kinds of stuff. What else? You will have people who don't want to move down on the bus. You got too much drama. Uh, I know it costs quite a bit of money to maintain a vehicle, but if you can keep a vehicle, the vehicle opens up so many other opportunities.
It does. I had a situation like that one time I was on the bus and I'm so paranoid of these men out here because I feel like they abuse women.
Okay, I
And
see.
somebody was being very, very courteous to me. Like they tapped me on the shoulder to offer me a seat. And I damn near jumped out of my skin. I think I'm being
Okay, I understand.
bad. He said,
I
ma'am,
understand.
I was just going to ask you if you wanted to sit down.
Right, right. Because you don't know. You don't want to know what this fool is up to. I understand. And sometimes it's better to stand than sit,
Yeah,
you know.
I took the seat, but at the same time, I'm antisocial.
Well, a lot of people push people to be that way, because what is their intent? What do they want? It's like here in Toronto when people are talking to you, it's like, yo, what does this clown want? Hey, what do you want? Uh, Come on, because I know you're not a real friend or anything. Like, what do you want? It's like here when people come up, they're either looking for attention, validation, they're looking for you to do something for them for free. And then when it's time for them to do something, they're on the run.
I know, right? Where's Waldo be ducking
Right.
and dodging. not a creature is staring at even a mouse kind of thing,
Right.
quiet, and it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta flip the script. It's like, okay, so
And then when you talk to them straight, they're upset. So, hey, man, what do you want from me? Get to the point so I can tell you no.
yeah, I've done that. LP, that's
Yeah.
terrible. I remember, I think my auntie, she be beating around the bush instead of just getting to the point. And I told her, I said, how long is this gonna take?
Right. Like, what do you want to borrow? What do you want to take? Like, let me know.
I told her
Let me,
that get to the point. Like, I want you to just go straight in. I don't want you to dance around the whole gym. I want you to come to the door and open it and let me in and tell me
right.
what you need to tell me.
I just can't. I can't live like that. And you know what? When they show themselves as clowns like that, I'm done. When they do those type of stuff, I'm done. I give you an example to show you how these guys are clowns here. You'll have a guy pretending like he's a cool, friendly guy, and you say to him, "Listen, I know. Let's say you have done a particular program before I did it, and this is something that happened to me." And I said to the dude, "Look, here's some money. I got some money for you. Give me all of the materials for that program. You're no longer doing it. You see what I mean?
Right.
You've been through it. You're done." The low life says yes. When I reach out to him to get the materials, the fool says to me, his computer is broken. It's got nothing to do with any computer. It can be accessed from any computer. It's just to go in there with the password and print out the stuff. I said, "Look, if you don't want to do this, this is no problem." What's the response? "Oh, it's very challenging, but I'll be able to help you in other ways." I just kick out that guy. I just kick
Yeah.
that guy out of my life.
Yeah, might as
Huh?
well come off
First, you
a little
agree to it.
useless.
Right. First, you agree to it. Then you're running from people. And then you're doing that. I should spit on you.
See, people shouldn't agree to things before they actually know.
Yeah, he was probably saying that just to get rid of me when he could have said, "No, he can't get into that." And then when I took him up on it, like I give you an example. Let's say you had done some particular coursework. You've already passed and done your own thing, but I just want the material so that when I get to it, I'm able to go through it. You know what I mean? I'm
Yes.
able to know. And I said, "Kels, here's $500." You know what I mean? So I'm not using you. I'm saying, "Here's $500. Give me the stuff you've got." But here, they're so jealous and deceptive and disgusting that they're so worried about people succeeding that they'll block that. You see what I mean?
Yep, they sure will.
If I got materials that I've been through already and you say, here's $500, can you give me them? Here, take them. Organize them and drop them off. Thank you very much. But these people never get far. This same character, I think just this year, he was with a female for 6 years. And just this year, the chick dropped him. People drop them in all sorts of ways. Straight up dropped him. Left him right there. People only put up with the foolishness for a while. And a lot of the people are just not real. They're not real about anything.
Yeah, then not a genuine conscious bone in their body.
That's right. That's right. Like, why did you have to say that? There's this dude in the gym right now, and I've been watching his movements for a while. And it's like, yo, dude, you're lame. Like, you're all up on everybody. Yeah, I look at this guy as a clown.
And people, when they, like when people go to the gym, they just getting off of work. They want to get their little workout on so they could get home, cook, shower, cook, or do what it is. Don't nobody want to be bothered at the gym.
That's right.
You don't see too many people talking at the gym. Everybody got their earphones on. They got their phones out, and they, either walking on the treadmill, they're on the bike, or they're in a little class, or they're sitting up holding up the weight machine. It's like, listen, stop sitting on the weight machine texting. If you're not going to use it, move.
There's this one. They have a couple guys in the gym who are like this. They've got this one guy. You would swear he is the number one trainer in the world. He's a big fat guy, perhaps about 5'10" or
Damn.
5'9", somewhere around there. But he's a big fat guy. He wears a t-shirt that goes all the way from his neck all the way down to his knees. A long t-shirt and these pants. And he's always critiquing people on how they're trading. But hold on a second. How is it you look the way you look? And he's all bandaged up.
Mm.
It's like, what's wrong with this dude? It's just a circus.
Them trainers is hustlers.
Yeah. But the trainers here don't even look like they're in good shape either. These are clowns.
That's why they're not making no money.
True. There's this older white woman who has pretty much, like I said before, who has taken herself out of business. She gossip about everybody. Everything comes full circle. People stop trading with her.
She needs to learn how to keep her mouth shut.
That's right. People stop trading with her. She used to have clientele. The clientele all disappear. Now she's walking around like a hungry dog.
That's good. Maybe she'll rethink her occupation. Since she like to talk so much, go work in the call center and talk on the phone.
The funny thing about this woman is this. I don't understand it. So it's just a skinny woman. When I say skinny, I mean bone skinny woman. White woman. I understand people age, but her face looks like it's at least 80 or 90. There are people in the 80s and the 90s and their faces look younger than her. I don't know.
I don't mean to be mean, LP, but white people do not old gracefully.
No, but
they don't age. I'm sorry, they don't age gracefully.
But here's the thing, though.
Their hair start falling out when they turn 30.
But here's the thing. When you look at her in comparison to other whites, her aging is worse.
That's sad.
So I don't know what she could be doing. Like her face is aged worse. Like
that's
worse.
Because they're already aged bad as it is.
Yeah. But this one is even worse now. Very few of them I see age very well. I can't really think of too many. I've only seen another white woman who's like that, and her face looks my. Their faces look like they've been through World War I, II, and III.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they ain't 35.
Know. Yeah, sometimes it's just that. Sometimes when you hear their age, you say, "What? You look like you're 50 years older than that." Like when you hear some numbers when they say, "Oh yeah, I'm 30." What? That's 30? No. I take a black person at 55 and beat that. You know what I mean? So nah. I've seen some black people bye 60 solid as a rock. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some black people 40 and they look like late 20s.
Oh yeah, good black don't crack.
Oh yes. I've seen some black people, especially. I remember a white man said something. He said, "Come Sunday morning, you cannot dress with Black America. Black people can wear some clothes." Wow. Wow.
That's because black folks got style.
Oh, I tell you. I've seen some of the dresses and the suits that black people wear.
And don't forget the hats.
Oh yes. You can't forget the hats. That's an international thing. When they're stepping out, they're looking good.
To the T.
Wow, I see some black guys wear some suits or some black women wear some dresses and bags and scarves and like you said hats and shoes. Oh my. Thy
Yeah, because I
kingdom
remember when
come.
I was into church because I was young and my family are quote quote Christians, I guess.
Okay.
And when I go to church on Sunday, because I'm the type of person, from time to time I might dress up a little bit. But looking at some of the people, they be dressed from head to toe going to church
Oh yes.
with the hat and the outfit with the shoes, and it's like woo with the gloves
They let you know.
and they
They
purse,
let
and
you
then the
know.
men come in there suited and booted like fresh out the cleaners.
Oh yes.
I
Oh
said, see, that's
yes.
how men supposed to dress.
Oh yes. And then of course you've got the old school men. You know, they come in their old school gear and they look great. The jackets, the
Oh yes,
ties.
they need to bring that back because this style they looking real dingy. Pants hanging all down to their knees, ain't bathed. I'm sorry, I can't get over that not bathing.
Oh yes, it's very nasty.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my routine right there.
Yes, get up in the morning and bathe.
Right, LMP. Right, LMP. I don't
Get-
know about them, but a shower wakes me up in the morning.
yeah, you need that.
And then it relaxes me at night.
Oh yes,
So,
you need that.
and I like smelling good. I like my scent to be carried around.
You know what I've seen is sometimes for me, yes, I'll have to shower 2 times a day. Most times it's just once, but sometimes two. Like if it's a really, really hot day and I'm really stink, I'll shower the second time.
The thing is, you take a shower. That's
Yes.
the thing.
Yes, that's absolutely necessary. What I like for myself is the suits from, I would say, the 1950s, 1960s. I don't like the styles from the 70s. Those were a little bit too outrageous, but I like
Hmm.
styles from the 1950s, the 1940s, the three-piece suits, the jackets, those those sorts of things, the hats.
I'm
Those are
sorry
the
for smacking
sorts
in
of
your
things.
ears, LP, but these are
No,
some
it's
very
all good.
delicious lemon pepper wings.
Okay, I haven't had lemon pepper. I'm not a big fan of the hot food. What do I like? In terms of chicken wings, I like the honey garlic. That's a flavor I like.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm sorry. I was reading a message from my sister. I told you, from my sister Rubes. I told you these are a lot of my sisters. I'm tight with them off YouTube.
Okay, okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really appreciate the ones you and Rubes and Mocha and then you have Sunny up here and then my bro Sheep. I really, really appreciate y'all because y'all know me.
Yes.
And I'm just so thankful that some old knucklehead Smith who got his heart broken. You know how many heartbreaks I've had in life? You know what I'm saying? And constructive criticisms and, you know what I'm saying? Like embarrassments. And that's easy to deal with now. You know how many that I have been through in life? So
I understand.
I just appreciate y'all for not letting somebody come fill your ears up with nonsense to where it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with kills anymore just because a particular person felt like they was manipulated. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't got the patience, or ain't nobody significant enough for me to manipulate. That ain't my style.
I
I
understand.
I speak word of encouragement and satisfaction. I don't manipulate anybody because I could do my own thing.
You see, when people are in a position where they can't get what they want, then they throw out all kinds of terms. Yeah, yeah, you manipulated me. How? You know what I
That's
mean?
that's what I'm saying. I'm still waiting on that answer because I asked that same question 4 months ago and I still didn't get no
Right.
answer.
Yeah. So, like I said, a lot of times people just throw out all sorts of things. You know what I notice also when it comes to a lot of these fashions, a lot of people are wearing stuff that don't even suit them. You know what I mean?
You're right.
I'm just looking.
Like certain fragrances.
Right.
This is what I hate. Not only do you not take a bath, but you want to put on some Family Dollar fragrance, some old cheap
Well,
little
here's the
dollar
thing.
ninety nine fragrance. It's like you're serious.
Some of them are. Some of the knockoff ones are so good that people can't tell the difference.
I mean,
It all
it could be
depends.
good if you freshen up, like shower.
Yes. Yes.
Like I could totally understand that. Some good soap and lotion can make a $1.99 fragrance smell nice. But if you just waking up and you just put your clothes on and spray that on, how you think it's gonna smell?
True. Or they haven't bathed and they sprayed over top of them, and you can smell the stink mixed in with it.
Let me start talking about these people out here. I'm just appalled.
I hear you.
Now let me start talking about how these people don't like to take a bath. They're a
I
little
hear you a
sensitive out
hundred
here. I
percent.
don't. Yeah, they're a little sensitive out here. If somebody from here hears that, they, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean what I mean?
Were you talking about me?
You must
Those
don't
type
take
of
a
things
bath.
come up. Oh, it's a lot of these things that come up quite frequently. It's like, wow, you mean you're sitting down to listen to that?
I don't
Makes you
know. And then
wonder.
they teeth. I'm sorry. I'll leave it alone.
That's cool. It's cool.
That morning and year before breath.
More than a year before breath. That's the first time I'm hearing that one.
I'm dead serious on it, P. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff that's going on. Like for me, okay, let me ask you, from your point of view, it's a hot summer day. You've got time off. What are you going to wear on a day like that? You might be going out with some friends or something to get something to eat. What would you wear? And I'll tell you what I would wear on a hot summer's day. Like what is your style like?
On a hot summer day,
Yeah, and you're going out somewhere just to hang out.
tank tops and some shorts.
Okay. So for me, what I would do is some kind of shirt. It might be a fitted type of shirt, preferably long sleeve. I would want my shirt and my running shoes to match. Some kind of cargo pant with a bunch of pockets. I love the pockets. And some kind of cap with a matching watch. That's just how I do it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's what I do. I want my shoes, watch, and cap to match.
Nice. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool, LMP.
Yeah, that's how I do it. If I'm just, hanging out, like whatever it is. And like I said, I love the pants with the pockets. I've kind of backed away from jeans, and I'm more on these cargo type pants. Like I got a pair. It's called 511 tactical pants, and they've got all these different pockets in it. But they look so cool because you can run them casually, and I always have stuff in my pocket or things that I need to put in my pocket. So the pair of pants that I got now has, hold on, 2, 4, 6, like 12 pockets. And I'm very, very happy with it. But I need to get some more colors. I want to get some green colors. And that's that. What are your favorite colors then?
My favorite colors is blue and brown.
Blue and brown. Okay. For me, I like that forest green color. I like black. To some extent, red as well. But those are the main colors I like.
Yeah, my mom, that was her favorite color, red.
Red, okay.
And she
Some
looked
nice
very good
colors.
in it, let me tell you.
Okay, I understand. You see what I mean? People just gotta find what works for them and stuff. Yeah, I tell you something. There's a jacket I saw on TV that this guy was wearing. It's like a green colored jacket. I said, "Wow, I think that would look amazing on me." Guess what? I go to the store, put on the jacket. I said, "No, this is not for me." I had to put it right back. So a lot of times you just gotta try the stuff and see.
That's all you gotta do.
Forever 21, did you hear, has gone bankrupt?
Because ain't nobody 21. No, I'm kidding. You should they stuff is raggedy. Have you I don't know if anybody, I wish, another woman could verify this for me, but they stuff is raggedy. I mean, I don't know what they
They
sell
seem to be
now, but
popular here in Toronto, but tell me more.
I don't know because the last time I seen a Forever 21, because I think I used to shop at Forever 21 when I was like younger.
Okay.
But when I got older, it just looked like some of their stuff was a little cheap and trashy.
Okay, okay.
And I'm funny
Okay, I get.
acting about what I wear.
Okay.
You know, tank top and shorts, that's because Georgia, they 90 degrees. When it gets 80, 90 degrees, that's like 150.
Okay.
Other than
Sonny
that,
says military style. Okay, sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
other than that, I like to be fully clothed.
Okay, I understand. I understand what you're saying. So Sonny's flexing on the muscle part and says
Yeah, because
military
his
style.
color is red.
Okay, okay, cool. Very, very cool. You know, it makes you think about different things when you look at the colors and the way they're organized and, you know, the people who wear them. I notice a lot of the people who are the fashion models, they have a particular body type. So it's like the clothes will appear to look better on them to some extent.
Yep, I get what you're saying.
But now you see the pushback where people are essentially, how would I put it, fighting against that. You know, that skinny, bone dry look. Although some people are naturally like that,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a problem, but you know, people are now saying, we're not going to succumb to that.
I totally agree with that.
Nothing wrong with being skinny or thick or whatever. It's just for a long time they had pushed the narrative of skinny, 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 skinny. You know.
Yep, they have. Now, I guess skinny ain't in no more.
Well, whatever whatever body type you have is whatever you have. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, because I prefer, because I'm thin, and I
Okay,
prefer
no
to stay
problem.
that way.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Some people are thick. They prefer to be thick or can't get skinny. Or you got some skinny people who wish they were more thicker. I mean, I prefer to stay skinny.
Well, whatever works for you, as long as you're healthy, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah.
That's all that matters.
Oh yeah. But LP, although I enjoy this conversation, I'm about to turn in a
No
little bit
problem.
because I got, kind of got to get up before, Jesus. I
That me too.
got
Me
no,
too.
I'm
I think
kidding.
I
I
would have
gotta get
to
up,
wrap it up too.
but that's okay. I'm off on the weekends. I'm off on the week. I took today off
Okay.
because I had something to do. Um,
Yes, yes.
FYI, I did get offered that position, but I turned that down. I wasn't feeling them hours.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you were offered it, but okay.
And
Interesting.
I was too happy with that hour because right now I'm not driving, so I don't need to be getting off.
Okay,
I don't need to
okay.
be getting off at no 10:30 at night and then it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like
Okay, okay.
this the dirty south too. Nah, I'm good.
Okay, I
Safety
see.
first because if I'm not safe, how can I be useful to any employer?
That's true.
So
That's very, very true.
thank you.
If you're
When I
right.
got that offer, I was like, thank you, but no, thank you.
Well, it doesn't hurt to
Yeah.
look into your options. You know what's available because for I'll say this quick because I used to work particular jobs and it was just like tunnel vision. You know what I mean? I couldn't even
Right.
think of doing something else. It's just like, yeah, 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 I'm just going to do this.
Right.
And to look around to see what's out there is a great move.
Yes, it was, and it felt good that I could get something outside of what I'm doing right now. So I'll keep I'll keep my eyes open, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this year off. But we only got what 3 weeks left,
Yes, yes.
and then I'll step it up next year
I understand.
and do something else. I should be working on building up my business.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You're on the right track.
Yes,
Sounds good. So, well, thank you very much for showing up. I want you to have a good night. I'm also going to get off as well. So, until next time, we can talk and I will communicate with you in the background. You know, it is what it
absolutely,
is. No
absolutely.
problem.
Anytime, LP, and I'll be back, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too because trust me, finding decent people is very hard.
It
Hard.
really is, and I hold them very tight.
Yes. Yes. You
And I
find
get
some good
very
people.
offended when people try to take my people away from me. It's like, no, you're not taking my people away from me.
Right. Exactly.
I'll fight.
Exactly. Exactly. Because there's so many situations in which people try to come in there and mess up the friendships.
Oh yeah, but luckily, I got good people. Luckily, that didn't
Yeah,
work. So
that's
thank you
good.
for that as well. And I hope you
No,
have a good night and sleep well.
absolutely. I'm going to try. I'm
Okay.
going to try. Okay. All right. So take care and we'll talk another time.
Take care.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.